Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spawncast episode 281. We're missing Dreamcast guy. I don't know. Maybe he'll pop in or something. We'll see. But we do have returning to the podcast, Nate the Hate.
Yes, I am back this week.
Good to have Nate here. Just in time to talk to me about Saints Row. So exciting stuff there. Potential game of the year. Okay. We also have Misclick returning as well, just in time for Splatoon 3.
I'm kind of here. I'm not gonna lie.
Are you playing Splatoon 3 right now?
I'm playing a lot right now.
Really? That sounds like some RGT would do.
No, it's like you know how you like Halo, and like you guys are like go finish the podcast. That's gonna be me tonight with Splatoon.
No, it lasts like a week though. Really.
Got it. Let's go to MVG. How we doing?
Hello. I'm well. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, MVG. We got RGT. Sean, how we doing?
Doing all right.
Still playing Shenmue.
No, I'm playing Splatoon.
Okay, got it.
Hey.
Okay.
Are you playing with Click?
Join my lobby. Let's play.
I don't even think we're friends.
Wait, what team are you?
Rock.
Oh, nah.
Let's go.
Rock.
Lose.
Let's go over to Jordan. Jordan, how we doing over there? Looking lively. Excited?
Yeah, I'm also, I'm like there, but I'm not there. Not for Splatoon, unfortunately. I haven't slept in 3 days trying to work this big video out, but I'm here, but I'm like not here,
Okay. We got Jordan's gonna explain to us all about Saints Row. Then we have OJ Player. This is how we do, OJ.
Good. Had a great pre-show. Thanks to everybody who came out. It was a lot of fun. A lot of support. So thank you guys so much. And it's good to be here.
We got MVG. Go to MVG.
Yeah, you already did.
Okay, cool. And we got Evan. Evan is here. Evan actually played Saints Row as well. He played a game that was somewhat new and promptly uninstalled it in less than an hour. Let's start with the Discord question, Evan, and then we'll move into Splatoon 3 so these people can explain it to me.
All right. So we have a clarification on a question from last week about the God of War trailer that kind of spoils stuff. He's specifically wondering about spoiling main game plot for the 2018 game in the trailer. Like, is there a problem with that? Personally, no.
Sequels are.
It's a sequel.
Been off forever now.
Yeah.
If you didn't play the first game, I don't think you should be watching the trailer for the second game.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
And if you are, you can't complain that it spoils the game you didn't play.
Also,
you did it to yourself.
When you have a game series, like a story-driven series, when you release anything past the first one, it is pulling teeth trying to get it to sell to people who are like, do I need to play the first one? I don't know if I want to. I don't have a lot of time.
It's been out for 4.5 years now, that first one. So I feel like a lot of people have probably gotten around. Also, it sold really well, so I feel like a lot of people had gotten around to playing it. But if not, worth checking out. It's not like a super. I mean, you could spend 20 hours in there. I think get a good bit of time out of it that way and enjoy
I don't know.
So.
I mean, personally, for me, it's kind of like if a game's been out for like a year, maybe I can understand, especially like with how expensive games can be. But if it's been out like 2-3 years, in this case, it's been out 4. Like that's kind of, to me, that's like the buffer of like, okay, well, you are gonna risk having things spoiled for you.
To be fair, when Final Fantasy VII Remake was coming out, we talked on the podcast about Aerith dying and Sephiroth killing her, and people got like, they were like, hold on a minute.
That happened.
Is that a spoiler? It's like, what?
When did that happen?
It was in the 90s.
Remember that?
So it's
spoil the game from 1997.
Yeah. You have another Discord question, Evan?
Anyone besides Sean planning to make any Cowabunga collection review videos?
I'll talk about it here on the podcast, but that is like right up Sean's wheelhouse. So I'm gonna defer to Sean on this one.
I think the embargo lifts on Monday. I have been playing it. Can't say much more, but yeah.
Okay.
I think Dreamcast guy has it. He said that he's also gonna have a video too.
I think he got PlayStation 5 version. I got the Switch version, of course.
Okay, cool. That'll work. So tonight we have PS5 price increase to talk about, Splatoon 3, Saints Row, Gamescom, and then we'll do the EA Amazon rumors if there's a little bit of time left. So we'll see how that goes. But let's start with Splatoon 3. The good people want to hear about it. I want to hear about it. I did not get a chance to play it today. There's a lot of stuff happening, unfortunately. and I'm still kind of mad about Saints Row. So
You just look more angry without glasses. You just look like look like angry, man.
I don't have the anime glare anymore where I can go like this and it's just all like,
in your video.
True.
Need some glasses.
You look angry. I'm like, I don't
This
think I
is
want to watch
ridiculous.
Mad Wave today. It's not even News Wave and Mad Wave. I'm like, he's angry about
Yeah,
something.
you're not telling me the news. You're telling me.
I'm
the
telling
news.
you.
Yeah, it's no
Telling.
longer fun. It's like he's
G on
telling
there.
me to know about this, and I'm like, I feel disrespected. Like I'm just watching for my enjoyment, but not anymore.
Splatoon 3. How's everyone feeling about it? We had the Splatfest going on. Where did everyone go? I was trying to go Team Rock if I could have turned it on.
Rock, Team Rock.
Sure.
You crack rock, baby. Let's go.
I was not on that
Hey,
team.
okay.
You were.
I was just on normal Team Rock.
No.
An unwitting person in Crack Rock.
Who had
being
a chance?
straight.
Who had a chance to play it?
I did.
Okay, I know Sean did. And obviously,
Nah, I
Click
didn't
did.
play it.
She's playing it now.
X Trash lost the PlayStation, did not play it, but he said he gave you $5 too. He's up in his price.
Ooh.
He said, "Can't wait for this awful podcast to exaggerate about the PlayStation 5 price, but hype up copy paste trash Splatoon 3. If Poors can't play God of War Ragnarok,
Oh,
Horizon
man.
Forbidden West, too bad."
Wow,
Oh,
that's a take right there.
He gave $5, so at least it's
Ugh.
that's better.
Okay, oh, sure. Splatoon 3. Okay, so OJ played it. Sean played it. Nate, did you play it?
I played for like an hour.
Okay, cool. MVG, you play it?
no.
You're busy with Saints Row. I got it.
Fuck that game.
What's that? So what do we think about
What a
Splatoon 3?
right reaction.
It's
I'm digging it.
It's
I'm
a
digging
video
it a lot.
game.
I mean,
It's a video game, and you could be a kid or a squid.
Sean's making a video on it tomorrow, and then he's gonna make another video on the game when it comes out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, you got to review the full product. I'm just talking about what I've experienced with this.
Is
Double dip, my
this
friend.
going to be the same thing? You're just going to talk about the multiplayer again the same
okay,
way?
so in the demo, you just have the main area where you walk around. You have all the weapons. You can choose whatever weapon, but you can't do anything with gear. You can't do salmon run. You can't do
no, I
any
mean, that's how
single
the
player
demo's
stuff.
always been.
Yeah, it's just so this is what I'm talking about. Just essentially turf war.
right.
But yeah,
That's
it's pretty damn good. I think anyone who says it's just could have been a DLC is kind of fucking stupid in my opinion. But
Well, I mean, I think when it comes to games like, especially like shooters or things that have ranked modes, like you need to put like almost like a certain amount of hours in, especially with the amount of content Splatoon has between the different modes, the different weapons, the different upgrades, even like
Yeah, but I
customizing
mean,
your gear. Like once
I'm
you've
pretty
done all
casual.
of that, and yeah, but see, you have approached things from a more reasonable mindset versus people being like, I didn't enjoy 2 or 1 was just okay to me. How are you going to make 3 attractive? And it's like, well, if you didn't like 1 or 2. They're not going to completely change it up. So all of a sudden you like 3. It's just going to be more of the same. So if the shooter genre, isn't your style, you're probably not going to like it, and that's okay. But don't rain on other people's parade because, all of a sudden it doesn't attract you.
Well,
So
I mean,
it definitely is for people who like know a lot of the elements of the previous installments, and they can appreciate all the changes that are implemented now because they're not groundbreaking, but they're definitely quality of life, and this game is so much faster than 1 and 2.
yeah,
it is groundbreaking to me. The way that this lobby system, the way that they've changed it to where you can actually play on the same team as your friends. I guess maybe gameplay.
Yeah, the
wise.
lobbies. How's that online feel? And then like the setup they have there.
It's pretty smooth. There's been some DCs, but for the most part, I've had a really good experience. There are like a few things every now and then, like if someone accidentally times out from queuing up for the next match, you can't just like back out. So like a random, will have to join in, and that's just because it's already like queued in, looking for a match. Like I get that. It's still a little annoying. I wish you could cancel queue. But other than
that would be nice. I wish they can do that too.
Yeah.
What were we saying about the OJ playing with your friends and everything on you're talking about kind of lobby system there?
Yeah, the lobby system, it's like when you're going into the lobby, you can actually group up with your friends and play on the same team with them the whole time. Before, it would do this weird thing to where, you can group up with them, but if you're playing non-ranked, it would basically sometimes put you on the same team, sometimes not put you, even if you had like less than 4 people, even if you like had like 2 people or whatever the case is. This time, it keeps it all there. You can easily go into your friends list. You can send invites. You can put them straight to the game. And there's like a little training like lobby area. It's just much better done to where like I wouldn't want to go back to Splatoon 2. I don't think you can just DLC that into Splatoon 2. So that's the thing that I mean I personally felt that was a lot better. Obviously, like the graphics look better. They have a whole new like campaign. Like that's the other stuff, you know. But that's what a sequel is to me. Like when I went, you know, most of the time, like you know, you get new modes, you get new weapons, you know, you get new campaign, and that's what a sequel is, you know. So if you like that, then it's good. If you didn't really like too much of Splatoon and how the gameplay is, that's how kind of like Click said. You know, I agree with that. But yeah, it's not like a reinvention of the wheel because it's a competitive shooter, you know. So you're not gonna just like they're not gonna reinvent everything, and you know, in Halo's not gonna play like I don't know, like.
Can we just invent something in Halo?
Effect.
Just invent anything? Can we just invent anything in Halo? Like just something?
I would
No,
say.
but I mean,
I would say
I
as
like
much,
the game though. It's fun. It's fun, and I can understand though from both sides. Like I can understand people who say like, "Hey, there's not enough for me," you know, compared to the other ones. That's completely cool too. Like I'm not hating on what people have to say there. I just think that there's enough to actually like say that yeah, this is a sequel and it's worth an upgrade. You can't just do DLC. Like you see a lot of people saying that. It's like based off of not based off of what I know what a sequel is, but I understand where some people are coming from.
I don't. I will argue with people about it because I don't care. I like to argue with people. But no, anyone who says this could have been DLC either hasn't played it or is just being stupid. Because honestly, the graphics are a leap for versus Splatoon 2. Like when I was playing this, I played this game mostly on my OLED. I didn't start playing it in docked mode until I was recording footage for my video tomorrow. And on the OLED, I was like, holy shit, this looks really damn good. As much as Mario Strikers Battle League disappointed me, I would say this game surprised me. Like I'm having lots. I've probably played it for like 6 hours today. Like, and I definitely did not. I wasn't. I'll be honest. I wasn't even gonna play it. I was just gonna wait for the full version. And John was like, "You need to play it for the show tonight." And
Please,
I was like, yes,
someone play it. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna get a chance to play this thing. Someone needs to play it. I knew Click and I knew OJ was gonna play it, and so I was like, Sean, can you jump on there, please? Just play it. It was a day today. I synced up a Wii remote to my GameCube.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Splatoon 3 is looking good though. We're good on this. Looking forward to it. Game of the year contender.
Yes, I say yes. When you
Yeah,
look at when you look at
absolutely.
it's not gonna win it. It's not gonna win it. But if somebody were to say, you know, Splatoon 3 was my game of the year, I'd be like, okay, that's a reasonable opinion.
Let's get down to it then. Let's get down to it here.
That's tough classification. I mean, like I love Splatoon. I have thousands of hours in Splatoon, but I don't know if it would ever be my game of the year. I think game of the year for me is a different criteria.
All right, let's get real then. This is going to outscore Halo Infinite on Metacritic.
There we go.
87. 87 is Halo. Halo's an 87.
It should.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say it's gonna be right underneath it.
It's a quote unquote kids game, right? It's too colorful.
That shows you how much the fucking media is full of bullshit.
Splatoon 2 was an 83.
Yeah, I mean, it's again.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be.
I've written about 40 jokes if it cannot outscore Halo Infinite.
86. I'm gonna go with 86. That's what I'm going with. I'm gonna go right underneath it. I mean, but it might surprise me. I was wrong about Xenoblade. I thought Xenoblade was gonna be like an 80, like 86, 85. And I was wrong about that, so I could be wrong here.
It's gonna be interesting.
It's hard to trust the media sometimes when it comes to these type of things.
Yeah,
Because there's so many different opinions. There's so many different people that play the games and different opinions.
It could also be one guy who's particularly bad at the game too and didn't enjoy it because they were bad. Does that make sense?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
his
a
bad
competitive
kind of thing?
shooter. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But people also grade games by a name as well, whether they want to admit it or not in
Right.
the media. They'll grade a game by a name. You'll never see a Halo get a fucking 65 on Metacritic, even if Halo Infinite probably deserved to be a hell of a lot lower at launch. And it's still playing catch up. It's still playing catch up. But you know, there's biases in the media. It is what it is, but and everyone's saying that Elden Ring is their game of the year. That's fine. I'm just saying, if somebody came up to me and said, you know what, Splatoon 3 is my game of the year, I'd be like, you know what, I could see why. That's a
Yeah,
For the
lot.
you
record,
gotta have
Halo
other
Wars 2 got a
contenders.
70, just for the record, Sean.
That doesn't count.
Halo Wars 2 on PC got a 72.
That doesn't. Halo Wars is not a Halo game.
Halo Spartan Assault got a 53.
That's not a Halo. I'm talking about a mainline
Damn.
Halo game.
No, you said a Halo game.
You just said a Halo game.
was in the name.
Halo Spartan
I
Strike.
am your lawyer, and I'm telling you to shut the hell up.
You're a bad lawyer. Where the hell have you been, bro? You've been
I've been getting in all sorts of
terrible
trouble.
lawyer.
I got like 3 Nintendo ambassadors fired today for.
I'm called in for dread.
He did not stop. You know these people online are weirdos, right, Sean? They be sitting there making up stuff. They're gonna believe you when you say this stuff, man.
I infiltrated a Nintendo ambassador stream.
Hey, you know what? I'm excited.
I like RGT. I dislike RGT because I disagree with them on freaking a video game on the Spawncast.
I'm excited for the next big third-person shooter in Splatoon 3. Looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. And I think we'll all get a chance to jump on and play all at the same time. So, is it how many?
It's going till midnight tonight if you want to play for an hour.
Well, there's like the after show with Sean. Maybe he wants to play. I don't know.
We'll play. We'll play on the after.
What
show.
happened to Wave Race? So are you afraid I'm gonna lap you again?
Played that 20 years ago, bro.
Yeah, where you been?
What you mean?
Doesn't that, wait, hold on. Wave Race has the Mario
disrespect.
Strikers multiplayer stink on it though.
Yeah, there's only 2. You can only play.
Yeah,
2
but it was
people.
always only 2 players.
Yeah, which is fine. I'd forgotten. I had fun playing Wave Race. It looks stupid good on the Switch.
If Sean wants, it's Sean's after show. If he wants to play Splatoon 3, we can do a little bit of that. It's fine.
You want to play Splatoon 3?
Well, I'm still editing this video, but I do want to play Splatoon 3.
Well, we'll play.
There you go. It's up to Sean. It wasn't my decision. It was Sean's. There you go. Evan, we have a Discord question over there.
What does everyone think of Sakurai starting his own YouTube channel, and does it have potential to help viewers on gaming development fun?
Oh, I think it's a great idea.
Yes.
I really like the channel. It's good.
I hate it. He's taking away my money. He's taking away potential ad revenue from me.
Oh, I am curious. What
No.
MVG? Did you check out any of those videos from Sakurai?
Yeah, he's actually really good. It surprised me. Not that I ever questioned Sakurai's ability or anything, but like, you know, sometimes it's hard to translate what you know into video content. But he's like, he's got the knack for it. So the content's really good. I like it.
It's picking out stuff I didn't even think of. So that's
So
really
what you're
cool.
telling me is that Kojima's podcast is going to be mind-blowing.
No, we're getting to that. We're getting to Kojima's podcast. Don't worry about that one. Although I will say, Sakurai and Kojima are like acquaintances or friends. He might actually go on there. It's possible.
They're actually friends. They're good friends.
Kojima's
really cool.
podcast, which we're going to talk about later, if it doesn't field viewer questions, it's a fraud podcast. Because the questions that he needs to answer is, yo, what happened with PT and Konami?
He'll
I
never answer
think
that
we might
question.
have to hear from Xbox Trash though on that one.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine that? Kojima look at that comment is like, what is Xbox Trash lost the what? Huh? Let's go over to the other game that came out this week. Saints Row came out. The embargo lifted, immediately got bare. Like, it was immediate. It was like the embargo lifted, boom, 63. The user score has fallen to a 3.0, but even so, a 63 on the PS5, 57 critic reviews. It's it's ugly right now.
I mean, it caused Embracer stock to crash.
I believe it. I do. It was funny. Somebody said you can see when the embargo lifted, and they showed the chart for their stock price. You can see it. Yeah, it's just like just falls completely down once that embargo lifted. So this was from Volition. It had been 7 years or so since we saw the last Saints Row. It was a full reboot. There was immediate backlash when they showed the style and the tone for the game. The running joke was it looked like Twitter developed it, and the developer said, nope, it's cool, don't worry about it, this is gonna work. And here we are. So I played it more than I should have, and Evan played it. Evan, you want to tell your quick tale as to what happened here with this?
Oh, it basically annihilated my video drivers. Everyone almost didn't get a news wave the next day because of the hard lock that it caused on my computer.
Damn.
It was not good. So I just uninstalled. Fuck that.
Evan played it for 45 minutes on his uninstalled.
It's just natural in its engine. It just shut everything down. I'm just not happy with it.
Uninstalled it. Evan's out. 45 minutes. He's done with it. So I played it. Nate played it. Max played it. He's not here, but yeah. So it's basically me and Nate. Yeah,
I played Saints Row back in 2006, and it was shit then, and still shit now.
I didn't mind the second one. The second one's story was kind of fun.
Good.
Whoa. The one you played 16 years ago was a lot better than this one.
I loved the story in the second.
Saints Row 2 was
I
good.
like the first Saints Row where they tried to be serious. I thought was fine. It wasn't as good as Grand Theft Auto, but it was a fine. You gotta have alternatives, man. You used to have so many alternatives. You had True Crime. You had.
I love True Crime. It's a great game.
We don't have alternatives anymore because you said all Saints Row games are bad.
I mean, nothing can touch the behemoth that is GTA. And that's just the facts. I mean, the mini games have tried this and they've just not succeeded.
Well, yeah, but
and Saints Row is another game that is going to unfortunately no longer exist after this game, most likely.
I think this is it. I think this is the last one.
This is the death
Saints
blow.
Row of 2022 can't even touch Saints Row of 2006.
Yeah, I mean, well, I haven't played that one in a long time, but Saints Row 3 is a more enjoyable experience than this one at the pricing. Like it's hard to recommend this for anything more than $10, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm thinking of a movie ticket in my mind to get like 2 hours of enjoyment out of this thing.
I wouldn't recommend Saints Row to anybody. Like if it were on Game Pass, I would tell you don't waste your bandwidth to download it.
Damn.
So well, let's talk about this for a minute, Nate, with Saints Row. I don't think I've played a game like this that's made me feel like I'm 80 years old.
Damn.
I feel so disconnected from everything in this game with the characters, the plot, the story, the dialogue. I mean, everything. Everything that's happening in this game. I remember the one guy's name, Kevin. He wants to be called Kev. Okay, there we go. We're off to a good start. Eli, I remember him because he's part of the best mission in the game with the warping stuff. And then the other one is, what's the girl's name?
Uh...
I have to look this up. I mean, I barely remember their names. I don't really care about the characters. Even my main character, his plot, the whole plot is so weird. It's like he worked for an agency that did security. He gets fired, he or she, depending on whatever your character is or anything like that. And then they just decide to make a criminal organization, a church, and the Saints logo happens to be on the floor. And they look up in the window and they're like, "We're the Saints." That's it. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, it feels like they had an idea. The city, I think it's a cool city. The problem is there's nothing to do in the city. The city is lifeless. You're walking around and you might see 2 or 3 cars. You very rarely actually see people walking around unless it's a rival gang.
I've watched civilians spawn in the air. That was great. They just appear and fall to the floor.
I had some glitches. One, the thing that I'm running into is the glitches aren't like funny. They're annoying because they stop your progress in the game. At one where I had to go to a location to get money from a truck. And of course they spawn a bunch of enemies. That's basically what every mission is. Go here, fight a bunch of people, the mission ends, you win. And they spawned on top of a bridge outside of the mission area. So something that took that was a 10-minute mission took an hour, because what I ended up doing, they spawned on the highway. I just sat there and hoped the traffic would eventually kill them. And it took an hour for that to happen. Because I restarted it again. I was like, let me reset it. Maybe they just kept spawning there. So I was like, I guess I'll just sit here. So I left the system on and I just waited for traffic to run them over.
You want me to play this garbage instead of playing Shenmue 2 once again, which has a fantastic open world where you can play Outrun.
You play, like, the thing with Saints Row is the shooting isn't even satisfying. Yeah. It's very just boom. Oh, they're dead. Like the finishing moves when you do hand-to-hand combat, that's kind of neat, but it's just a generic thing like, oh, look at me, I'm going to suplex you. Like, yeah, we haven't seen a suplex for the last 26 years in video games. There's no over-the-top zany actions. It's all flat. And the humor, the dialogue, the story, the characters, the combat, everything about it is flat. It's a barren experience. And this game really should never have come out. It took way too long to develop, and it should have been canceled 6.5 years ago.
It's super glitchy, buggy. Like even the quality, like just the quality assurance is bad. I don't get it. It was already delayed once. Like what happened? What would it have been like if it didn't get delayed the first time?
I can't envision it being any worse.
We say that, but I don't know.
Could it?
I mean, it almost destroyed Evan's computer. Maybe it would have actually finished the job last year. I don't know. But it's a shame because I don't know what they were getting at. Were they making it for an audience that wasn't going to buy the game anyway? Like, it's weird. I don't know what their target audience is here with this game.
There is no target audience, and that's the problem. Is the humor of the game just doesn't exist. The voice acting, it feels like they're reading lines for a different game. They're trying to be funny with what is written in front of them, but the delivery isn't there.
I mean, Nate, let's be real. This is a bland game because they're trying to fit it in with the times, and they don't want to be offensive like Saints Row 2. I personally think that's the case. I think they're concerned about that, and they played it safe.
Let's say that was the case. Let's say they were trying to play it safe in terms of edgy humor. If we look at Saints Row 3, 4, Get Out of Hell, just continue with that line of progression for the series and have the Saints continue to be in outer space, and you have a base on the moon, and do something like that that's just over the top nonsense instead of this. We're in the desert, we have a church as our headquarters.
So go the Fast and Furious route.
Yeah, go nuts with it. And instead it's just go find this guy who has a briefcase. And this is how the missions are spoken to you. Let's go get the guy who has that briefcase. Take his car. Let's drive him around and drift a lot until he just says, fuck it, you can take my briefcase. Yeah. That's supposed to be funny in the game.
I wanna talk about a mission that I did today where I had to go to the boat. It was a cruise ship for one of the gangs. And I have to basically steal something off of it, and then they decide to blow it up with bombs they defused. So we do this. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Okay, so we plant the bombs. They're like, all right, let's get out of here. There's jet skis back here. All right, cool. I jump on the jet ski. Things start exploding around me. I jump out onto the water, and you know what starts playing? DMX.
Song X gonna give it to you?
Yes. So
that's such a.
So we're driving on these jet skis with that playing. Things are glitching all over the place. I got a jet ski behind me that's upside down floating in the air. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Can I ask a question? MVG,
that's how you can tell white people made the game. Because no, I mean that's like the
white people make every game, but MVG, what's the
generic fucking DMX song?
What's the issue? What happened here at MVG?
With the games? I mean, I just feel like I haven't played this game.
I meant from the from if you're in the mind of the developer.
What happened? I mean, it's hard to really say, but I mean, I feel like it's a budget thing, right? Like, I mean, I feel like this game took way too long to develop, and you know, there was a point in time where they were like, we can't invest any more money in this game. So you got to basically button up what you have and get it out the door. So I would expect something like that happen. It is surprising that. Did you say 8 years the game was in development for?
It's been like 7 or 8 years since the last one. I don't know if it's been in development that long, but it's been a long time since the last one.
I am surprised that the game didn't get canceled way before that time. So some reason they must have kept the game going. But OJ, I can only assume it was just, they only had a certain amount of money that they could use on the game, and when those funds ran out, it was like, we can't. But they probably asked for more money multiple times during the development, especially if it's 8 years. But eventually, they just pushed back and said, no, you got to button up what you have and get it out.
I don't think budget would have saved this game. The problem is that it's from its very foundation, it is flawed. It's not just, it has glitches, it has bugs, and that is a big detractor from it. But the writing, the missions, everything that you actually do in the game is lackluster. You can throw as much money at it as you want, but if ultimately the foundation is shit, it's shit. And that's what this game is.
But isn't the foundation Saints Row, the game that everyone was beloved back when it came out?
No, it doesn't have what made Saints Row good. This is like they took a crappy open world game that has some crime and they're like, we don't know what to call it. Let's put Saints Row on it. So hopefully the brand appeal will move some units.
Yeah, you're kind of right about that. The whole thing just feels generic brand. Like, that's all. That's it. It's just, Rockstar, don't do this with GTA 6. My gosh, don't. This should be something you just completely avoid with GTA 6. If they're afraid to offend like they were here with Saints Row, GTA 6 is going to be in trouble. Don't.
GTA has better game. It has
Don't
better
do this.
gameplay though, right?
I know they're going to throw $1 billion at the thing. I'm just saying, don't trip it up with bad dialogue or being afraid, because this is bad.
I'm not
ugly.
worried that Rockstar is gonna churn out something like this. This is just a soulless product.
It does kind of feel like they felt the need to push it out. And I mean, we were talking about how they could have done better with it, the premise, anything. The best mission is the LARPing mission that they have set up, right?
Because that's actually creative, where they it felt as though they had an idea here. And when you do approach the areas with the LARPing decorations and like the tall man statues made of wood and everything that you eventually burn down, it at least felt unique. Or you're going inside like a dragon's mouth and you're stealing cardboard and duct tape from treasure chest. It was fleshed out. It's creative. They thought of a unique premise. Well, it's just the rest of the game doesn't have that going for it.
It's pulled right out of role models. Let's be real. Like,
yeah.
Somebody.
But at least they had inspiration from something.
Yeah, sure. But like I said, the idea, if they really wanted to reboot it, was to just go in the direction of like Rockstar with Bully and just have it be one big imaginary land with LARPing stuff, and they see it differently than adults do, and you're trying to be a gang in this LARPing community. That could have been different and interesting. You know, you play as like kids or teenagers or something in it, like we did with Bully on Rockstar, but just have it all made in this big town that participates in this LARPing stuff. That at least would have been, I'd been like, you know what, that's different. I've never played that before.
Yeah, that could have been creative, especially since you have the Empire map where you're building, you know, certain structures or to expand your crime rate. So if you had different LARPing ideas where you were building these things, it would have been a unique selling point.
Yeah.
But this game is just so
they're gonna build a game around LARPing? Come on, man. Y'all ain't serious, right?
Dude, I'm just trying to help.
To be fair, around?
Well, actually, we had a game like that with Costume Quest back in the day, the RPG, and that game's really good.
Yeah,
so it's not a big.
Not Saints Row.
No, I know it's not a big like. I'm just trying to help them be unique and different, because this wasn't it. It's too basic.
I mean, this doesn't feel like a Saints Row game. It has nothing that made Saints Row good.
I bet I could. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that.
What are you gonna? You gonna help him, Sean?
I was gonna say. No, I'm not gonna say that.
Okay. Maybe you should help him out with Saints Row behind the scenes.
I was just gonna say I could probably accurately draw the people who made the game.
Oh no.
Okay. It's a shame, because I think that's the end of Saints Row. I don't think it's coming back.
But they committed to a long-term DLC expansion program here.
Oh, time to go back on their word.
I think they have like 2 years of content promised.
Well, that's gonna be a shame. Hey, you know what? Maybe they go heavy into the LARPing stuff. I don't know. Just something unique. My gosh.
Anything but what they ended up doing.
So, in conclusion, do not buy Saints Row. You know what?
Buy Shenmue.
I have a feeling it's going to go into Game Pass. I am almost positive it'll end up there at some point.
Would you? I mean, even on Game Pass, would you really tell someone to play it then?
Sure. Just download it, see what you think. Spend an hour.
Doesn't that just feed the stigma of Game Pass fodder?
No, because it didn't start out in Game Pass. It's going there.
Well, okay, that's fine.
I think it'll event, like if this was like, ooh, let's pass it off to get, like how Outriders, we found out like weeks before it came out that it was going there. I'd been like, they know something. So it's like it'll end up there, I think, when it gets down to like $20 or something. I mean, who knows? By Black Friday, this game might be $20. So.
But is it worth your time? People talk, is it worth your time?
Yeah, time is money, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's not worth your time.
Sean, you watch Jurassic Park.
That's worth my damn time. That's worth. No, it was Simpsons every night, and that's worth my time. It helps me sleep, helps me relax.
This game might help you sleep too. I don't know.
I don't want a game to help me sleep.
It's pretty boring.
Might help.
Playing a bad game feels like you wasted everything. They're like, when you're playing a game and you don't like it or whatever, it just feels like I could have been working, could have been doing something else, could have been enjoying Jurassic Park.
No, I'm to the point now where I'm like, I'm too far invested in this, and I gotta like like hate beat this game now. Like
There's
like
even
I'm just
your-
stubbornly
it's work.
invested in this. I have to beat it now.
Are
Like
you
over
gonna
10
hate
hours
100% it?
It's like a 15-hour game. I just got to get through it. I have to see the ending because it's I know it's gonna be terrible, but I need to know what happens to these people trying to pay off their college loan debt by taking over this city. International
Wait,
crime.
that's the plot? College loan?
Yes.
No.
Well, they just got $10,000. Fucking shut down the game. You're good.
They're trying to. That's one of the first things they say. How we're gonna pay off my college debt? Oh, hey Kev, put on a shirt. Oh, look, the waffles are done. Dinner and a show. Boom.
That is
Credits.
Boom.
How do you develop
During
games?
that scene, when he is making that waffle, the girl's just standing on the couch for no reason.
Wait, what?
What?
No, she
You don't-
wasn't.
That's a glitch.
Maybe in your
That's a
game.
glitch.
She was standing on the couch cushion,
Bro,
your
straight up and down, just staring at nothing. And my guy's sitting there pressing down on the toaster 7 times in a row to make his waffle. Then it flies on the floor and he just says, "Oh well." I'm like, what part of this is funny? And then the sequences in the game that you thought were going to be funny or is going to be something way out of control. In one of the early missions, remember when you have to transport what was it, like the Citadel or whatever?
Talking
from
about the
guys who-
codex.
yeah, the codex. And then you're like, I have to break down this door with this friggin' cannon. I was expecting this cannon to like blow the whole fucking wall off. And it's just literally boom.
I
I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, go find this dynamite and I'll light it. Boom.
What a,
I was like,
what a disappointment this game was. We have to say something nice about it before we go.
Do we?
I
we just
like
move
the
on?
shade of.
How does
I
it
like
look?
what? Oh, how's it look? Kind of like
Bad.
an early PS4 game.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Well, that didn't work.
the wingsuit from jumping off the top of the car is kind of cool until your character hits his head on a traffic post and then gets hit by a truck and dies.
You know what? I like the shade of blue that they have on the PlayStation 5 icon on the home screen.
Okay.
Dreamcast guy
What
said
kind
that he
of
likes
blue
the
is
game a bit.
They get
I'm sensing sarcasm.
No, he liked it.
No, he gave it like an 8.5.
Yeah, he liked the game.
I mean, that's
Oh,
why
what?
reviews are opinions.
I'm not gonna
Exactly.
say people won't. People will find enjoyment in this game, but
You're
not
not
you.
the
But I
person.
don't want to talk to those.
I'm not
people.
seeing it.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm not seeing it.
I was running when I watched Dreamcast guy's video, so I was in the middle of. I was like,
I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing.
Yeah.
He might have been
is,
sleep deprived or something. You don't know, man.
It's
Poor Max.
He might have been Team Rock,
what?
Okay.
Crack Rock. You never know. You never know
I
what
have
happens
to-
behind
I
closed
gotta
doors.
go.
You're accusing Max of
Saints
doing
Row.
that.
I'm not,
when he's
not accusing
anything.
anyone. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm just giving
You just
possibilities.
did it. You
Oh,
just
it's-
did.
You
Now,
never know.
there are 2 at least somewhat decent missions in the game. One of them is you get the monster truck and you go into the desert and you just run over like 6 cars, killing everybody, and then the mission ends.
The other
Like,
one
that's
is when
kinda cool.
the other one is when DMX hits while I'm surfing over the waves of the jet ski.
That one. And when you
I
have
was
to
just,
steal-
dude, I was laughing so hard the entire time, like
yeah, because it's just so absurd.
stupid.
And the one mission I thought was going to be like cool is when you had to steal the meth lab to blow it up behind like the restaurant, and then it just didn't stick the landing. It was just, I'm driving down the street with a meth lab. Okay. And
Was it
the
at
game
least like a
just-
van? Or like
Yeah, it was a
truck?
van that just had a shit ton of smoke coming out of it.
Yeah,
And then as you're stealing it and driving down the highway, people are trying to crash into you.
it's like Breaking Bad. Kind
I was gonna say that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, but there's no external characters you're interacting with. It's just
No,
go steal this meth lab because it's in my trailer park and then blow it up behind a building far away. You did it. Thank you. Okay.
You're welcome.
There's no repercussions from it. And the cops very rarely show up in this game, even if you're shooting
They-
people
They
in the
reset.
streets.
They reset when you're done a quest. Like I had one show up, and then as the quest ended, he just got back in his car and drove off. I was like, all right, it's cool.
That was one of the cool things about the Mafia remake. Like you could turn the cops up to be like,
that's a good game.
you fucking do anything wrong and they're fucking coming after you. I like
Mafia
that.
remake was very good. People can play that. Put money towards that instead of Saints Row.
So you think there's game of the year right now?
What's the reverse game of the year category?
Like a Razzie
Divorce?
Award for
But
games?
no, they'll
might-
say
we might
best
bring that
ongoing
category up.
game. They'll
No,
be
no,
like,
we-
hey, you know.
Comeback game of the year.
Is it up
patched
there with
it.
Jump Force though?
Dude, I think Jump Force scored higher than this, didn't it?
Jump Force is a better game.
Where's Jordan at? Jordan, tell us about Jump Force.
Jordan, he fell asleep on the floor.
Tell us about Sonic too.
Fuck Saints Row.
Gosh.
What did Saints Row do to you,
I
MVG?
need to.
I don't know. You guys have been talking about Saints Row way too long, though.
We really have.
We can move on. We can
Okay,
move
gives you
on.
more
One of
Splatoon time.
the biggest,
so
one of the
bad.
biggest disappointments of the year.
No.
What's the
If
bigger
you-
disappointment in this?
Sean shaving his mustache.
Strikers.
Strikers is the bigger disappointment in this? Nah, Strikers.
I had no hopes. Who had hopes for Saints Row? You know, I want to say some horrible things, but
I mean, nobody had hopes for Saint Row. A lot of us had hopes for Mario Strikers, and then we played the demo and
we
realized
had
those-
jerseys made for the
but it's-
fucking game.
It's functional though. Mario Strikers
Is it though?
doesn't try to destroy Adobe Premiere on Evan's computer.
Might.
Probably could.
Hey, Mario Strikers is functional. This game is not.
True.
Gosh.
But
So I
co-op
don't
in
have-
Saints Row is actually kind of decent because you can just
yeah,
be
but I don't have
dumb
to pay
as
off my
hell.
college debt in Mario Strikers.
True.
Let me go to the super chats here before we talk about the PS5.
What kind of
price
degree did they
increase.
get?
No
Like a
one knows.
Liberal
I don't even know
arts
half their
degree?
names. We're talking about their degrees now.
It's probably how the game ends. It's probably
I
like,
got a fucking
congratulations,
cousin who
you
did that.
got your degree in
Oh,
art
yeah.
history.
This is from Jeff saying, I've been listening to the RGT streams and noticed that I agree with his opinions at an alarming rate. I'm getting worried. Is this going to end with me arrested in a Sonic drive-thru? Please advise.
Just don't go through. Just don't
Yes.
go to Sonic. The food sucks.
Go to
anyway.
Sonic. Just avoid Sonic.
Except that I like the chicken strip
I don't
dinner.
like
I don't know if they
tater
still
tots.
have it
They're,
anymore.
they're supposed to
No,
have
they're
good
fucking
drinks.
Terrible.
I thought they had good
You don't like
drinks.
tater tots?
I made the drinks, so you're welcome.
Oh no.
Oh no!
You designed them all?
Say what? Said you're welcome.
I made the ice creams and the drinks.
this. This from Truly Epic says, "What happened to New World?"
Ah,
I don't know. Was it
grief,
okay?
pain, loss. They have zero content and they pumped and dumped and baited us all.
Okay. Adam says, "Hey, Spawn Wave, all love my bro. My lady says you kind of look like hash slinging slasher."
Is it a money problem to get these glasses? Because I'll help you out, man.
What do you say? It's like you look like what?
Hash slinging slasher.
Hash singing. Who's that?
I don't know.
The hash bringing.
A hash.
This
I thought you
feel,
said a
I'm
hash
starting to
bringing
feel like I'm
cast.
playing Saints Row right
It's a
now.
SpongeBob reference. Come on.
Oh,
Get with the
SpongeBob
times.
reference. Okay,
And
my
they
bad.
say, "Hey, RGT, what's that poop movie called again with the Pepto?"
Oh, Monsterd. Monturd.
What the hell was that?
It's a movie about a poop that becomes a monster and they kill it with Pepto-Bismol at the end.
The Uncharted Wolf says, with the Kojima podcast and Sakurai's YouTube, are we getting to see more Japanese developers be more willing to speak about game development?
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Kinda, I guess. Sean says, if you could eat any creature from a video game, what would it be? I choose a Metroid. I think it'd be tasty like spicy eggs.
No, that's a texture thing. Ugh. That's like, I would imagine like raw eggs. Ugh.
A creature from a video game.
A boar from Breath of the Wild.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I kind of want to try the what are they called? The little floating things in Death Stranding that they eat to like.
Oh,
Those
I know
little
what you mean.
grubs?
Yeah,
Little
yeah,
grubs?
the grubs.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I bet the Splatoon kids are some damn good calamari.
Nate!
Yeah, man. Good fuck.
Daniel says,
Half cannibalism.
Daniel
Have
says,
them in
what's up,
rice and
guys?
seaweed.
Daniel
I don't
says, what's
fuck
up?
with seafood.
What's up, guys? Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it takes
Yes.
place
Yes,
during
it is.
Christmas.
It is.
Nope.
I mean, it's literally a Christmas party.
Old Taco says, I got a free 24-inch CRT that is in stellar condition. Time to play the original Xbox.
Right on.
Zoop says, anyone paper, maybe Jordan, since he's agreeable.
Paper.
Are you
I'm
rock,
agreeable.
paper, scissors, Jordan? Which one?
Oh,
I haven't picked this side. I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't
Pick
played.
my side, Jordan.
Click his paper.
What's your
Jordan's-
side?
no, Jordan's a rock.
Paper.
Well, you know what happens with paper? Paper folds.
Ooh.
Oh,
We also document all of history, so.
there you
Rock
go.
sink.
Rock stays strong.
Well,
Rock
they
sink.
used to document history on rock.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to be as disagreeable as possible to combat.
Varang just says, yo. What's up, Varang? Then we have Leo says Jim Ryan needs to go. It's very obvious the complete 180 Sony has done as a company since Layden left.
Good old Jim Ryan.
Austin says, have you all seen that Nintendo has already started banning cheaters in Splatoon 3? Nintendo Life had an article on it. Yes, good to see that they are already...
Like the 2 or 3 that exist, but Nintendo Life makes it seem like it's like hundreds.
Hey, you gotta stomp that problem out now. It was a big thing in Splatoon 2 where they took over the leaderboards.
Nintendo Life. Yeah.
You need to get rid of those Splatoon cheaters now.
They're not bad. I don't hate Nintendo Life.
No, I mean, yeah. When you're low on articles, you gotta find something. I get it.
It's overhyped. Says good to see a near full cast tonight. Recently modded my 3DS XL and been playing the Sonic Rush games again. Crazy underrated, not talked about enough.
You know, I just bought a fucking, what did I buy? The Retroid the 2 Plus.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I bought it, but it was only like $100 and it plays like Dreamcast and Saturn and shit. It's one of those little Chinese handheld things, but it also plays Dolphin shit too.
Oh, okay. So it plays at GameCube.
Yeah.
Okay. Vid says, can we just admit that the PS5 is effectively $550 in the US? The only version available, even on PlayStation Direct, is the Horizon bundle. They're just ruining my points for later. Okay, let's just go to the PlayStation 5 price increase. This, I mean, surprised. I feel like it surprised everyone. Did anyone expect Sony to just raise the price of the PS5 like this?
No.
I was gonna say I don't think anyone was like, that's definitely, because we brought it up. Remember, we all talked about this because it was part of their investors briefing and a question was asked. So hey, shout out to that investor, they were on to him, but they asked and Sony didn't say yes or no, and we were all like, I don't think they're gonna do it. But they have now raised the price, except in Japan it's going to go September 15th. Everything else effective immediately. That includes Europe, UK, Japan. Well, Europe, UK, China, Australia, Mexico, Canada, all of these regions listed with the pricing going anywhere from, looks like it's a jump anywhere from like 5 up to 20% in Japan even. So that Japan got hit kind of hard actually based on what the new number was that they were showing. And in fact, on Twitter, things like Final Fantasy 16, PC, and Steam started to trend because they were trying to figure out in Japan on Twitter if they would get Final Fantasy 16 on PC. I guess that way they don't need necessarily a PS5 to play it. But this was a pretty big deal. Not, though, in the US, as they will not be raising prices here. Except there's one thing I've noticed. And by the way, people keep mentioning it's very hard to find a PS5. Dude, this PS5 has been up on the PlayStation Direct for a long time. Has anyone noticed this? Like the PS5 Horizon bundle?
Yeah.
Dude, it's still up there. Like I thought I was losing my mind. I was like, am I missing something here? It legitimately says sign in to buy right now for this Horizon bundle at $550. It's been like that for 4 days straight now. So the thing that I'm noticing is that the regular one is out of stock in the US. Every time someone posts an image of them buying one, it's the Horizon bundle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's $50 more. So I don't know. It kind of feels like they did raise the price in the US. They just were kind of coy about it. They figured that one out. But in this case, Jim Ryan,
you get something with it though.
Exactly. That's the thing we're going to talk about here in a second, because Jim Ryan put his name on this entire press release that went out. And they do mention it's a necessity given the current global economic environment. The only problem is it kind of makes them look a bit out of place here. Nintendo and Microsoft have both said that they're not intending to raise prices in these regions.
And Sony said that they had record-breaking profits last year. Like, fuck off.
The big problem is that last year they also said that they were making a profit on the disc-based PS5. So
fuck off. Fuck
now,
all the way off.
If we want full context, in Japan, the yen is down badly versus the US dollar. In fact, in most regions, the currencies aren't the US dollar is very strong right now. The only issue that Sony has right now and why they look kind of awkward is because Nintendo and Microsoft aren't raising their prices. So my real question is this price increase worth, I mean, this is a bad PR hit. This doesn't look good no matter which way you look at it for Sony. It looks really bad. Is it worth the 10 to 15% they're raising these prices in these regions? Or, I mean, should you figure out a creative way or just eat the cost? we think.
They anyone who justifies this is like, oh, it's not a bad thing. You're an idiot. This isn't food. This isn't your rent. This isn't gas. This is a luxury item. This is something that nobody technically needs. And to sit there and report that you're making money, to report that you're having record sales, and then to turn around and be like, oh, but we're gonna raise it in all these regions. Like, you look like a piece of shit. There's a thing called greed. I understand capitalism. I like capitalism. I know a lot of people don't, and I think it's a fine system. Make your money, but realize that there's supply and demand issues. If the demand is there and the supply isn't, then yeah, you could probably get a little more money for it. The problem is you're doing this, and systems have had things because of things like, you know, tariffs and taxes, where in certain regions it's like the taxes cost more to bring in a product, so it's one thing or the other. We've never seen a thing Jesus Christ, sex toilet. We've never seen a thing like this in so many regions all at once, doing a big pomp and circumstance press release to do it, trying to justify the reasoning for it. It's disgusting. And Japan is getting screwed. They've been getting screwed from, you know, Sony since they shut down the Sony Japan studio and stuff.
Flip the circle and cross buttons around.
It's
outrageous.
It's just ridiculous.
Now circle means cancel out there.
I agree with that last point. Shutting Japan studio, that was just like a slap in the face, but I understand. Well, actually, I don't understand why I'm still upset about it, but it's like, whatever, you know?
It's interesting because Click, you brought up the idea that they could bundle a game with this.
At the very least, make it look attractive. Digital, like, people complain about it, but at least it's something.
I thought you could have thrown PlayStation Plus in there.
Yeah, through like maybe like a 12 months of PlayStation Plus or 6 months of PlayStation
Literally
Plus
anything.
or something, or 3 months or something. Yeah, something in there.
You might actually make a new customer on that PlayStation Plus service they're trying to sell anyway, if it's a 3 or 6 month coupon for it. It's like, hey, here you go. You get a big library of games and just put your credit card information right here, and you know, we'll auto bill you. But that's the weirdest part to me, because I look at this. Nate, you mentioned earlier in the week this is above Jim Ryan's pay grade. That this is a decision coming from above at Sony, because Sony raised prices on their cameras and other consumer products. That's the reason that they were asked at that investors briefing if they'd raise price on the PlayStation. I don't think Nate's here. Great. Anyway,
I agree with him though. Like, I do think the message came from above, and he was basically the one that had to communicate it.
Yes. My problem is this is a terrible way to communicate it.
Throw in a digital game. Throw in you don't even have to do a year of PlayStation Plus. Do 3 months, 6 months, something. Yeah. Make some sort of incentive.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe, I mean, I thought that Jim Ryan was definitely in on this, but if he's not, he had the power to throw in something in there to you know, because it's a digital, like PlayStation Plus throwing in like 3 months. That's not going to hit them hard financially, you know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Be creative. There are so many like returnals on that PlayStation Plus subscription service. Demon Souls is on there. You could probably just grab Ratchet and Clank if you want and throw it. There are games you could look around and say, we'll just drop a digital code in. Whatever. There you go. Now you at least get something out of it to get you started. It's strange that like Jim Ryan was like, it's just more money now. Like you feel like in his position, you'd come up with a creative way to make it not look like the price is going up,
to where it's not as bad. So I think he's still on the hook for that. You know, I think. But I mean, unfortunately, I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, the price increase sucks, especially for Japan. You know, like especially like, you know, people that are looking forward to certain games.
Australia.
Yeah,
$100. I mean, I lived in Australia for like 35 years. I can't remember ever spending more than $500 for a game console before.
Yeah,
like
they got it at
even the launch PlayStation 3 don't think got that high to $800. I mean, that is some
ridiculous.
Serious money.
Yeah, 800. Yeah, 800 Australian dollars. Wow.
I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous that you're starting to even close the gap, and like people like are paying. You can't even get rent like that cheap anymore, but still, it's like the fact that people are almost paying a rent's worth of money for one single console. That's no accessories, no VR, no nothing, you know. I don't know. It's just ridiculous to me.
That VR is dropping for $400 or $500.
It's 5. I'm sticking with 5 right now.
I'll join you. I'll join you.
Yep, that's where I am with it. Is 5. There was an interesting article I saw pop up from Paul Tassi over on Forbes as well that went over kind of the narrative that's popping up now with Sony, and this is just one more thing to stack on top of that. And I don't know if it's just is it a weak point for Jim Ryan? Is he not good at this? Like communication. Obviously, he must be good at the business end of things because he got moved into this position. Did really well in it was in Europe, in the UK, from what I remember, with Sony, which they just took over that region last generation. But essentially, in the article saying Sony needs to watch the PS5 narrative taking shape, it does go over the idea that people are starting to look at PlayStation in a different light because of a lot of these odd PR moves. When it comes to Sony, the $70 game, the raising of a console price across all these regions, which is
he's also a liar too. Before.
And remember the whole thing that went back and forth when it came to the free upgrade situation.
Yeah,
it's so weird. I don't know. Sony seems kind of scatterbrained so far this generation from what I'm seeing. They do this PlayStation Plus Premium. I thought I was gonna get PS1 games all over the place. And it's almost like they're like, well, we have it because we kind of feel like we need it. I don't know, and we'll see if we do anything with it. And it's
you know, John, I think that it's extremely difficult to run this type of business, and you see them kind of flip-flopping or going back and forth on things because it's very difficult. I'm not going to sit here and say that I could do as good a job as Jim Ryan or anything, but you're right. It does seem like it's a bit scatterbrained on some things, and they kind of go back and forth. Like the PlayStation upgrade stuff is very interesting because it's like, why wasn't there like a solid type of thing? Why do they have to sit there and say it is going to happen? Then it's not, and then people are like, call them out on there. Okay, well, no, we're going to give it to you, but this is the last one. It's like, it's really weird for stuff like that to be happening. It kind of happens somewhat frequently. I know it's kind of done with now, but yeah, I know. Very interesting with Sony. And I think the good news is that Sony has a good system, right? They have a good system, and they have these big franchises that
they have the games.
They have the games that people are always going to look to play. Yep. People are going to be excited about God of War and stuff. So that's the good news. But the frequency for me is where my biggest. It's like, where's like a lot of the cool first party games, like we're getting such like this year. Did we get 3 this year from Sony? Like
the second half has been quieter because there's been this lull for months now with this.
And listen, I don't want to put this is just on Sony, because this has happened to everybody. Like this is
Microsoft's gonna go calendar year with that.
Yeah, and I don't need to talk about Xbox because people sit there and say what I say about Xbox, but yeah, it just seems like only 3 games. It seems like they're missing like just last year they went I don't think they had a game for the whole second half of the year last year. Definitely. I'm not correct because Horizon got delayed. It's like last year they didn't have a whole game for like the like after Ratchet and Clank after Ratchet and Clank there was not any. The holiday didn't have anything, and now we're at this point. They only have 1 game with God of War. Great game, it's going to come out, but so to me, it seems like Sony's not like how they were was like when Sean Layden was there, like in the I think he was PS4 days, but even like the PS3 days and the PS4 days. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like there's something just a little bit off. Just to me, it was like with the game output. Some of the decisions, okay, I get that there's hard decisions to make, but the game output seems a little bit,
spotty early on.
That's kind of spotty where you go like a whole half year, you go like a whole like good like multiple months without even like small like maybe like a first party like smaller game. They've had some stuff like Sifu and some like the indie games that kind of come in and to help out, but I don't know. That's the only thing that I'm kind of looking at from Jim Ryan's perspective. Like, okay, what's up with that?
I'm so old that I remember when consoles were out for a couple of years, they got price drops instead of price increases.
Isn't it weird that we're over 5 years into the Switch's life, and the question that journalists are asking right now is this console going to go up in price? It's like it's been out for over 5 years. Like that's the question they have to answer because people are like the PS5 went up. Let's ask everyone else, and it's like, dude, this thing has a Tegra from 2015. What? Yeah. So, but I mean, hey, Nintendo got their price up to $350. They're just kind of creative about it and did the OLED model. So they at least moved it up somewhat. I don't know what the parts in terms of like differences and all that is, because we kind of have to play it by ear and go by any hints we get from these companies with it. But it's interesting. Nate, you were gone. You're back.
Yeah, my cat caught a mouse and was running around with it.
Oh,
So I had to corner the cat to get the mouse.
Mouse
Kitty,
inside your
no.
house?
Yeah.
what do you
Mouse
Yeah.
in
Let
the
it
house.
keep its
Summer.
reward.
what are you thinking
Oh.
about this? What do you think about this, Nate? PS5 price up. How you feeling?
It's a bad move by Sony from an optics point, from really every viewpoint you can look at it from. This was a move that was not necessary from Sony's stance. You can't come out and brag about record-breaking profits and then come in and say we have to increase price. And I understand on the business standpoint, they've crunched the numbers. They understand that they can raise the price in these territories because the brand strength in those areas is exceptionally high. They have minimal competition from Microsoft. They're not really going to factor in Nintendo as competition, at least not directly. So they looked at these regions and said $50, $30, whatever the value ends up becoming, that they can get away with it. And they're still going to sell out of hardware in these regions without much resistance. They're
comfortable.
Yeah, they're very comfortable and they can exploit that fan loyalty. And they know it. They ultimately have a goal in mind, and this is how they're going to achieve it. Now,
but Nate, I have a question for you. You said that they're not competing with Nintendo directly. You hinting at something there, buddy?
God.
You
I have said
hinting?
for the last over 2 weeks now, there's a direct in September. Pay attention.
I don't listen.
Yeah, he kind of has. Actually, there's a lot of things. By the way, there's a lot of hints going on Twitter right now that I'm just like, look, some of these people need to come out and just say it. Like, there's some serious hints on Twitter, and I'm just like, come on.
So we're making good money in
make the
September,
tweet.
is what you're saying.
Yes.
September is going to be a very busy month.
Sounds to be very-
Not
there's a
as
lot of
good,
hints in September.
boys.
Yes.
Oh, mom's
All right.
coming to visit. I'm gonna tell her,
Sony
fuck
might
off.
be talking about it. Okay, yeah. There's a lot of stuff happening in September. Go ahead, Nate.
I mean, Sony, from a business standpoint, you understand why they did what they did here. Their costs are going up. Currency fluctuations outside of the US are something beyond their control. The US dollar has held its value exceptionally well, whereas these territories, €1, £1, £1 is not 1-to-1 anymore. It is less. So when they're selling this hardware at that sticker price, they're looking at it as we're losing money. We have to get this back up to what we were making in terms of revenue, and this is the way we're going to do it. Now, if I were Sony, I would have found a way to trick you. I would have forced these bundles upon you to make you think you're getting a deal. And they're sitting there saying, we actually just did a stealth price increase, and you as the consumer are none the wiser. To come out so blatant and say, we're raising the price. And the problem with this price increase is that this is permanent. This isn't going to come down in the next few months. This is potentially
Years.
8 months to a year before we're going to see the price come back down to potentially what it launched at.
But-
so the next price decrease is going to be launch pricing?
But wait. What if it just keeps selling? Why do you lower the price then if it just keeps selling?
I mean, they probably want to drop the price back down to launch price as a sign of good faith. They could exploit you further and continue to profit high, but, look friendly to the consumer. This is what companies like to do. Make it look like they're helping you out. Now, when that day will come, who knows?
Might be a good time to start figuring that out soon.
I mean, ultimately, they just did not have to do this. They could have taken the hit and made it up with accessories, software sales, and said, hey, this was just to appease the shareholders at the end of the day. That's ultimately what this was. And I know Jim Ryan is going to catch the flack for this because he is the head of the PlayStation division. This was a decision that definitely came over his head. This is Sony making the decision, not PlayStation.
Yep.
But Jim Ryan, he's going to take the fall.
But he's got to figure out a better way to tell people this.
What's a good way to tell you I'm charging you more money for the product that cost you less yesterday?
Introducing the new PlayStation 5 Plus bundle. It's going to come with 3 months of PlayStation Plus, and it's going to come with a digital code for one of the greatest games ever released under the name Destruction All-Stars. Okay? This is a phenomenal title. It's great for online to go along with that PlayStation Plus. membership that we're including. This is, by the way, PlayStation Plus Essentials, not giving you premium. You can upgrade to that. But all of this can be yours for $600.
Your bosses say you're not doing that. You're raising the sticker price. That's it. I mean, that's
Try to help out.
they're definitely. This isn't a situation Sony wanted to be in. This is an unprecedented situation. This is still the ripple effects from COVID. Component prices are going up. Microsoft is kind of in that situation where they benefit from this because Microsoft has lost money every console generation on hardware. And they have repeatedly said, we don't really care about selling Xboxes. We want to sell you Game Pass. Sony's interest is to sell you the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
It's also interesting that the Mickey interview from earlier this month, where Nintendo's real main talking point was we're not going to raise the price of the Switch, finally has some relevancy, even though it took this to really get into the news waves.
What's interesting though is Sony was asked about this at the investors briefing when they were taking questions, and Nintendo was asked before this too. So some of these analysts were on to something. Like they must have, I don't know, heard or looked at the numbers and been like, "This someone's raising prices." So I mean, they're aware that components and suppliers pricing was going up, and it was just a matter of, we know Sony's losing money on every piece of hardware that they're making. Nintendo's revenue stream is now being diluted in some way. Are they going to look to make up this difference? Nintendo said, we are not going to. And Sony said, we are exploring, but nothing to say at this time, which was a clear indicator. We're just waiting for the right time to drop this news. Yeah.
And this was it.
Well, there you go. They pushed it out at 3 a.m., which makes sense because it wasn't for the U.S. anyway. And they've gone about their business. I just figure, hey, they probably need to get on the move here with some game announcements. And I assume their showcase is coming. That's
going to be the big thing. You have this outrage this week. Sony Showcase is going to come. You're going to see big new games from Sony and third-party partners, and no one's going to give a damn about this price increase anymore because, whoa, look at that new game coming out. And
I agree.
That's it. And Sony knows it. It's almost shocking Sony didn't pair this closer to the showcase itself to completely minimize the price increase.
Surprised too, because remember when they told us about the $70 increase? They showed us the games first, and then we found in the press release afterwards, and we were like, "Oh, this game looks awesome!" And it's like, "Oh, it's 70." Oh, but I mean, Miles Morales, that looks pretty good. Okay.
Yeah, it was like, but that game looks really, exactly. And I'm surprised they didn't do that here. Instead, what Sony did this week was they announced a controller with no price.
Oh, we'll talk about that. Especially now. All right, final thing. Any guesses for PSVR 2 price before we go over to some Discord questions at Gamescom?
$600 to $700.
I'm gonna go $600.
$1 million.
Wow.
$1 million.
$1 million.
I initially thought maybe it'd be like 500, but after all this bullshit, I'm thinking 650.
Yeah, it's got to be near 600.
I was gonna say 500. If it's 600, whoo, that's gonna hit hard. There's gonna be some sticker shock for sure. Wow. We'll see. Hey, we're getting it early 2023, which means I assume they're gonna talk price and date in like the next couple months. I would assume
A week before launch.
Yeah, right. You just find out when you get there after you put it in your cart. Evan, we got some Discord questions over there.
We have someone whose left Joy-Con sometimes randomly disconnects while it's physically attached in portable mode, and it apparently persists across multiple Joy-Cons, and he's wondering if there's any like solution possibly known or potential thing causing it. Apparently the rail pins look fine and everything looks fine outside of it, but it just keeps disconnecting.
No, I'm actually curious about this because my OG Switch had that happen. Like, no matter what Joy-Con is
in that case, it has to be part of the system. When it's connected, it's technically going through like a wired connection then. So I would assume, yeah, and on the back, the rails can actually become like not loose, but kind of ground down a little bit to where it doesn't lock in anymore. But the bottom part actually runs to the board through a ribbon cable, and that is completely replaceable. Sometimes you can't see it because it's very small, but you could have some of those contacts become dirty or honestly rusted or corroded just because it is open when you don't have your Joy-Cons on it, and you might put it in your dock, take them out, and then things can get in there. Even just moisture over time from it being humid, for example. So it's replaceable. It's not the easiest thing in the world to replace, but it's also not terrible. So it's a cheap part too. It's like $15. But that's what I would assume. It's that railing, and you might as well buy a pair and take a shot at it. Just back your stuff up first. Or hey, get a Pro controller and just live with that, I guess. Or wait for the Switch Pro whenever that comes out. Gamescom. Let's talk about Gamescom.
Are you talking about Gamescom or Jeff Keighley's Gamescom?
Gamescom.
The best thing
right?
that happened at Gamescom didn't happen during Keeley's event.
Gamescom. What, huh?
What happened?
The best thing that we saw at Gamescom did not happen during Keeley's event.
Sony raised the price of PS5?
No, the fucking AEW gameplay.
Oh gosh. Oh. Okay. Let's AEW looks good. It looks like Day of Reckoning 3.
Yeah, Day of Reckoning, No Mercy, whatever, interchangeable.
Yeah,
yeah. That trailer fucking stoked me. Like, think of how much fun that's going to be able to play like online and all the different modes you can play online.
No Baron not buying.
It's creator wrestler. You can make them.
If they can get that game out running at 30 frames on the Switch.
Hey, that was pretty good, Sean. That was pretty good. I'll buy it. You sold me.
If they can get that out at 30 frames on the Switch, then there you go. They did it. Because 2K18 is still there and it's still broken.
I mean, yeah, like that's all they need to do. That it could be that because they said, oh, the footage that we have now looks better. This is an older gameplay build. I don't care. Give me that old gameplay build and throw it on the Switch at 30 frames per second. I'm a happy boy. I'm happy. I have exactly what I want.
You're gonna be playing that on your Xbox or Playstation online. Give me a break.
No, I'll be playing that shit
until the Switch version launches online.
Oh, I'm getting wrestling games. Don't they seem kind of fun to just like play portable, like when you're like watching something else or whatever? Just kind of like play it casually
when you're watching wrestling.
Yeah,
no, I just played 2K on my PlayStation. I don't know.
You told me MJF was coming back this week, Sean. You said he was going to interfere with CM
You told me that Batman was coming to the Switch.
CM Punk and Moxley were going to end in a disqualification. I watched it. It was a squash match. You lied to me.
Fuck CM Punk. That was. I want my Batman on Switch, and then I'll give you MJF.
Well, we have a direct coming up in September.
Oh
yeah. Oh yeah.
Hold on, Sean. Were you playing WWE on the or wrestling on the PSP back in the day too?
On the PSP?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That was awesome.
SmackDown versus Raw 2008 because you had or was it 07?
I might have had 07. Hold on. Which one had Undertaker
had the
on the front?
ECW. It had Undertaker, John Cena,
that's
and
the one I had. Yeah.
Yeah. You had the ECW guys like Rob Van Dam and Sandman and Tommy Dreamer and all them. I played the fuck out of that.
That was good. It was really good on the PSP. So okay, I'll give you a pass.
Tommy Dreamer.
It was really good there.
I like Tommy.
Gamescom had over 30 games, and the reaction I saw online was not a lot of excitement, despite having over 30 games there. I'm looking at the list because, believe it or not, I went through and I wrote down every game that was shown here.
I'm sorry.
And let's see. Do you want me to just rifle through these?
Yep.
That's everywhere.
Do the good ones.
Yeah, just do the good ones.
So you'll talk about like 4 or 5.
Dune Awakening. It's a survival MMO. All right, great. A lot of excitement. The DualSense Edge. We talked about this briefly with Nate bringing it up. The DualSense Edge. This is their Pro Elite controller, comparable to the Xbox series. I like these kind of controllers. I prefer to have a more expensive premium feeling controller because you use it all the time. So why not get a nicer one? That's me though. I have no problem with it. Problem I have is that the Xbox Elite controllers are not very good. So in terms of build quality and everything, I'd like to think that this one will be better. They have paddles on the back, only 2 though. Usually you have 4. I don't know what that's all about. And you can remove the thumbsticks, so they unclip. You can put new ones in. I assume that will work to circumvent drifting if you get it. That's about all we know. I don't know if I would assume we'll get better battery life out of this. I would hope. That's about it. Is anyone else interested in the DualSense Edge, or is it just me?
Just you.
Depends the price. When it comes in at like $200, $250, no.
Okay. Sean's buying the $100 knockoff handheld, and I'm the crazy one with the DualSense Edge. All right.
It plays Shenmue on the go. Does this controller play Shenmue on the go? I don't think so.
Yeah, it can. Sure. Why not? You just get the clip, you put your phone on, and you remote play it. There you go.
Ugh, it's disgusting.
Callisto Protocol gameplay.
Dude, I love that presenter guy. What's his name? Glenn? or whatever. He's
Schofield.
awesome.
The game still looks good. I don't know why they keep showing it to us.
He's like an Italian mob boss.
Yeah, you know he's fucking. He's
like this game gonna be bad. Forget about it.
We got the gabagool. Yeah, you want the gabagool? I got the gabagool for you.
Best game ever. Blow people up. You know, yeah. Forget about it. You know, we'll see.
Okay. Then we have Lords of the Fallen. It's
The Lords of the Fallen.
Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you. This is like a reboot or sequel to Lords of the Fallen from 2014. All right,
The bald guy. That's the bald guy on the cover, right? I think I played that game. Yeah.
Yep. Then we have Moving Out 2, 2023. All right.
Whoa.
Hogwarts Legacy trailer.
You know what? I'll give that game a little credit. I think it's interesting because when you look at most of the Harry Potter games that we've gotten so far, they've all kind of had like an aesthetic to them. They've obviously been designed for a younger audience, but this actually looks like, you know, darker. Like they grew up with their audience and made a game, because, you know, a lot of those kids who grew up on that shit are now in their teens, 20s, 30s and stuff. I think they made the game look interesting to me. So I'll give them a little props on that.
Okay. The only issue is that what they already showed was better than what they showed at Gamescom. Like that breakdown and everything, like where they showed the gameplay and all that, that was far more exciting to me than the trailer at Gamescom. But that's just me.
Jordan,
But, I agree. The game looks dope though. Like,
Jordan, new Tales from the Borderlands.
Yeah, kind of surprised by that, honestly. I wasn't expecting that announcement anytime soon.
You in for this? October 21st.
Absolutely. I'm glad that it's like really soon. You know?
Very soon. Yeah.
Is it? Are they doing it? I didn't read the details or hear the details. Are they doing it in episodes original? Like,
and I really wish I could tell you that, but
Okay.
it was like...
I think it's. I don't think it is, because it has like a physical version and stuff.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, Jordan, you're gonna get that.
That'd be good, then.
Okay,
yeah, absolutely get that.
Jordan was in my chat hanging out with me while I was streaming it, trying to stay sane.
Mm-hmm.
Dying Light 2 DLC, Bloody Ties, October 13th. Tortuga, it's a ship strategy game.
didn't you like Dying Light, John? I thought you guys liked that.
I did. I like Dying Light 2 for what it was. It's better than Saints Row. There we go. Now, Dying Light 2 is all right. It actually sold pretty well too, so I get why they're doing all the DLC and everything. I don't know.
It sold really well. Didn't it sell like 10 million copies or something?
I know, like pretty quickly, like 2 weeks later, they were like, or 3 weeks. It sold 5 million copies. It's like, what?
Oh, yeah,
Already?
It did well.
So, hey, you know what? The DLC, cool. I feel like this is one of those instances where I've been away from it for so long, and the controls were just so that it'd be a little weird to get back to. And it's coming out October, man. It's like mid-October. Like so much stuff's gonna be hitting then. This might be something I go back to next year or something. That's tough. That's a tough date for it. Marauders early access October 22nd. Destiny 2's Lightfall got announced. Then we have Sonic Frontiers trailer.
Yeah.
Amy seems to be in the game. It looks a lot better. Here's the problem. This is the crazy thing for Sega. They must have lost their mind. It's coming out November 8th.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same day as Skull and Bones. Am I the delay?
Skull and Bones.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Obviously, it's same week's God of War. That's tough. That is tough.
I mean, it's not just the same week; it's the day before, right?
Here's the reason why I don't think it's the
Different audiences.
The Sonic fan base, they're a bunch of whole separate. I don't think there's like a ton of crossover between people that are going to be extremely hyped for like God of War over Sonic. I think that people that are really looking forward to this game are going to rush out there and buy it because it's the best looking Sonic game that we've had in 3D Sonic game that we've had in a very long time. So I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think the people that are excited for God of War are going to go out there and get it, and the people that are excited for Sonic are going to rush out there and get it.
I'm excited for both.
Yeah, and then people are going to get both.
I'm
I agree. I don't think it's a deal breaker, but it certainly doesn't help, in my opinion.
Doesn't help.
I will say, out of all the games coming up, I am really interested in seeing how Sonic Frontiers launches.
I'm looking forward to playing Sonic Frontiers. I don't know if it's going to be a better game, but to me it's a little bit more exciting because Sonic is like, wait a minute, is this going to be I'm not saying it's going to be better. God of War is probably going to be better, but I'm just saying,
oh my gosh, I would hope so.
Yeah, God of War is going to be better.
Whoa, slander.
It's exciting to see that. Wait a minute, can we actually maybe have a good God or have a good Sonic game, like a really good Sonic game, like that's exciting. That I already know God of War is going to be lit.
Let's get real here for a second. Does Sonic Frontiers outscore Halo Infinite?
No.
I hope so. That'd be funny.
I say
I don't
75.
think it will, but I'm gonna go 8. I'm gonna go like 80s. I'm gonna go like 83.
No.
Who just said 75? Who just said 75?
I said 75.
Hold on a minute. No, that's like
80s.
6 points higher than Saints Row's best score.
A 75 overall. I think that's fair.
John, why aren't you wearing glasses again?
He needs them. It's creeping me out, dude.
I have contacts.
Oh,
I
you
don't
have
like
contacts on. Can you go back to glasses? Is there any way that you can go back to glasses?
Yeah, they've been ready for a few days. I just didn't pick them up because I think it's
Okay.
Do you want me to go
freaking
pick
me
them
out,
up,
man?
for you?
You're freaking me out with it. You look bad. I'm sorry, John. Never mind. Forget what I said.
Damn, man.
It's weird. People keep stopping me and taking pictures with me. It's strange.
They're like, look at this blind man walking all on his own. We're so proud of you. Overcoming adversity.
Glasses, John. Non-glasses, John. It's fine. What's it called? I think my wife said that you look like what's his face from that movie, The Outsider from Netflix movie. I think it was the
You look
guy
like
played
that
it.
one person from that movie. He did the thing with the other people. They did a thing. Yeah,
Said that
I remember.
line with the
From
phrase.
the Netflix movie.
Right,
Where,
he did that line with the phrase.
Yes,
I remember that.
She said
Yeah,
you look like him. I'll show you guys a picture in the Discord.
People that look like someone all the time, like someone they've seen on TV or in a movie. I get that a lot. I don't know if I just have like a recognizable or face or something. I don't know. It's very weird.
Better than me. I get Mr. T so much in Bear. It's like become to the point where it's like normal. So at least you get various different people.
If I don't have glasses and I shave, it would actually be a disguise without having to wear a disguise.
I think that
It would
John,
freak
put up
people
a
out.
poll. Glasses or no glasses?
Oh, interesting. Okay. I might do
Switching to
do that.
contact.
Trying to force the LASIK story arc again.
Maybe they'll sponsor you.
It's a good story arc. Best decision I've ever made.
Story arcs are great.
Let's see.
What the hell were we talking about?
I'm still on
John.
Gamescom, dude. I'm rolling. Hold on.
Is there a Nintendo Direct
Gamescom
next
is so
month or not?
boring. We got to talk about something else.
Dude, I'm trying to spice up the Jeff Keighley stuff here. We're gonna make this work. All right, there we go. Spawn with glasses or no glasses. There you go. I put it on there. Okay. Then we had Under the Waves, Goat Simulator 3, Return to Monkey Island. That's September 19th now. Moonbreaker, early access. Evan, is that your kind of game?
Which one?
Moonbreaker. It's the one with the figures that you can paint. You can move around the board. It's kind of like
It seems
Warhammer thrown in there.
it seems interesting, but I mean it's just a tactics game. I don't know why you would focus on having the units just be stationary and kind of hang out, whereas you could
The
have them
painting thing
be
was weird, right?
animated. It looks like it's going to be like an unlock thing where you can just unlock new paint schemes and like coatings and stuff. So it's maybe microtransaction-y. I don't know.
Okay. Then we had Friends versus Friends. Lies of P.
That looks good. It looks like a game that I'm gonna
Yeah.
play and be like, "Fuck! I wish I was good at this."
I think this is one of the best showings of Gamescom, basically.
RGT, do you like Bloodborne?
Nope.
Then you're
You love Golden.
You're not gonna like
you're
this.
not gonna like this.
It's on Game Pass, so I can play it though. It's
Okay, there
fine.
you go. There you go.
I'm just saying you're probably not gonna like it if you don't like Bloodborne.
Is it going to
might
have
like it.
60 frames per second?
Oh,
What, this Lies of P? I assume so. I assume it's 60.
You get to experience that. That'll be good.
Coming to Xbox Game Pass Day 1, as you mentioned, Sean, 2023. Looks good. I mean, I like the premise. It's
it's also the most anticipated PlayStation game of the year,
Yeah,
according to Jeff Keighley, at least.
those awards.
Yeah, the awards that were made up on the
not
spot.
God of War.
I think they were
No.
doing only like European developers. I'm guessing, or it was only
That's
that,
pretty xenophobic. Look,
or
good
it was
lord.
only developers on that side of the world. I guess.
Not Spider-Man 2 for next year.
Oh,
Okay,
Lies of
well,
P, which is also coming out in 2023. So how it's the most anticipated game of this year, I still don't understand.
All right, then. We had Stranded, Alien Dawn, Atlas Fallen. Hey, yeah, Atlas Fallen could actually be kind of cool. Apparently they have Legendary Creatures, action RPG next year. Homeworld 3. Jeff Keighley asked how many people were excited, and there were 2 people who cheered for this.
That was so funny. Like, who's excited for this? Everyone's like,
It's like people basically didn't know what Homeworld was, and I remember Homeworld from way back in the day on the PC, and I couldn't
Jeff
believe
used
it
to
got a second one. Shocked that it got the third one.
What did you think about Jeff low-key flexing that he grew up in money? Because he was always like, oh yeah, I used to play all these PC games. Like, back in those days, PCs weren't exactly cheap, sir. You had to have a lot of money to have a PC rig playing all these games,
You were
sir.
willing, or you're like me, willing to play a game at like 10 frames. I played the first Homeworld at like 15 frames the whole way. I remember emulating the original Pokemon back in the day because we couldn't get the Game Boy yet. And I was like, I eventually got it, but I was like, let me play this. And my little Pentium 1 could play it at like 3 frames. So your character would walk and it'd be like he floats. And then he walks again. I'm like, oh, this is terrible. I eventually got the brick Game Boy, though, with Pokemon Blue. It's all good. It's Star Rail. Genshin Impact's getting an update. Evan, I assume you're on that?
It's already out. Played most of it. It's a good story.
Oh, good. Oh, cool. Okay, good. High on Life. They showed a boss fight for it. A lot of commentary from the weapons. That's what I wrote down.
That game looks good, but that was one of the worst demonstrations of a game I've ever seen.
That was a terrible idea. I don't know what they thought about that. Like, it was weird. That was very weird. But it seemed like fourth wall breaking. Mentioned, I don't know why you're doing this. You're not a very good boss. Things
Writing
like
seems hit or miss on some of the stuff that I've seen on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That humor it doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, it doesn't do it for me either. But I mean, it seems like it could. If you like that style of humor, then it's going to be really cool. You know.
Yeah, I'm curious about the game. Apparently, it's like a 10-hour game, and it's gonna be more like an old school shooter with Metroid elements, kind. Like apparently, it's gonna be like Metroidvania style too. So we'll see.
Okay. That's cool.
Hard Space Shipbreaker, September 20th.
Enough with the
Expanse.
space games.
It's a Telltale game in space. Summer 2023. Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah.
Hold on.
They didn't show any
you, OJ.
gameplay. They just showed.
It's in the title here, Sean.
Yeah.
I'm done with all these space games.
Wait, what did I say wrong? What did I do?
Because on my stream, when that announced, everyone in the chat was like, OJ saying on his stream that this is a game that you're freaking out about. And I was like, fuck off. Not that predictable.
You out here making up
Well,
they just mixed right now.
They did say it was from the creators of Friday the 13th, though, Sean.
Yeah,
it's
like an amazing game.
Yeah, so there's reason to believe that this will be good.
This is a genuine surprise. Though. When this came up, I was like, "What? They're okay? Sure, I guess." Asymmetrical.
I think it's 3v7 is what they
weird.
said.
Yeah, it's something strange, but it's interesting. It's different. It's unique. Something they needed here.
You're not in outer space. The clowns are from outer space.
That's true. Better not run into like licensing issues or anything stupid to prevent like
The ones in the trailer look so close to the movie, so they have to be okay.
They are using a lot from the movie.
Yeah,
like, it's crazy how detailed they're getting with it. So hey, they must be fans of it. Pretty cool. We'll see how it goes. Scars Above, sci-fi adventure game. There you go.
Oh.
First Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Now this other space game. Lyra's Song RPG. I just wrote down. They just showed a title. There you go. Age of Empires 4 anniversary update, October 25th. Gotham Knights, October 21st. They moved it up 3 days. Like, anyone noticed that? Like, they moved it up, and they were like, "It's coming earlier than you think." Okay, it's coming earlier that week.
I don't think anyone knew when it was coming, anyways.
Didn't we? No, we had a release. We had a release date on it.
Yeah, but who cares?
Okay, so here's why I think this happened. By the way, because it moved up 4 days. It was coming out October 25th, right? And then it got moved to 21st.
Ooh.
Yeah, whatever. It was like 3 or 4 days. The reason I think this happened is because they were probably going to go with that. They were going to pull the old, hey, it releases
the pre-order special edition thing. Yeah.
And they changed their mind on that because they're like,
why does it visually? Why do the visuals look worse than Arkham Knight?
So,
like substantially
worse. I don't know. First of all, they got to stop showing this game. Like every time they show it, I'm like, oh man, like it just. I want another Batman game, but oh, this is tough. I'm hoping it surprises people. I don't want it to be Saints Row all over again. Where Winds Meet, open world action RPG.
Yes. I am so excited for that one.
Was that the game that looked like it just was an asset steal of Ghost of Tsushima?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, holy shit, dude. That was fucking
so good, though.
It was so blatant.
Yeah.
Hey, but listen, Ghost was really fun. It was a great game. If we get more enjoyment, I'm down.
Spirit of Tsushima is what they're going to call it.
Yeah.
Then this this might be the strangest part. I don't know. The Pokemon card was kind of weird too. We got a Pokemon card, by the way, Jordan. You saw it.
Yeah. I was tweeting about it. I think what a weird reveal. For
Did you already pre-order yours?
Oh yeah, of course, absolutely.
It looked extremely dangerous. They were talking about you playing games while you're driving.
Yeah,
Like the whole speedometer turned into a game.
like encouraging it.
Did you see the whole inside of the car? The whole inside of the car turns like yellow and lightning, and Pikachu yells at you or some shit. It's pretty.
Call that the pussy mobile.
Yeah.
Imagine going to pick up a chick for like a first date, like, hey, check this out, and Pikachu here. I don't know, those anime cars are the shit nowadays in the car scene.
Okay, well, Hideo Kojima showed up, and I thought he was showing up to announce Overdose, which is the Xbox game apparently that's in development, and he announced a podcast for Spotify.
That's big money right there, man.
Why?
I could have punched something.
Why did this
Coming
happen?
for your paycheck.
Spotify's, they're definitely paying him. He has a deal. So, and it was great advertisement promotion right there in front of all those people that watch.
But
that's why
I think it would have made more sense if he was like, hey, I got a podcast coming out for Spotify, and then here's this game I'm working on. Boom, trailer. He goes, hey, here's a podcast on Spotify. All right, bye. Like, that was it. I don't understand. Like, I mean, does Kojima have to be at every one of these Jeff Keighley things? Does he have to be?
Yes.
Contractually, yes.
And Keighley's going to be on his show as well.
Does he have to always introduce him as my friend?
Yeah.
Can you just say
that's in the contract as well? Yeah.
I mean, you could say my lover, but I don't know if he wants to go that far with it.
Sean, you might have to get in that Twitter space and ask questions here. Okay.
I'll DM him.
I have to get to the bottom of it. What?
Like, y'all fucking or what?
I don't know if I'd get that in writing, but all right. Then we had Park Beyond, Warhammer Dark Tide. That's actually coming out this year for PC, but I think it's indefinitely delayed for the Xbox, which is interesting. Evan, you looking at Warhammer Dark Tide?
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. Co-op.
Okay,
looks fun.
Cool. Awesome. All right, cool. Blacktail. It's available this winter. Phantom Hellcat. Crossfire X is getting an update for some weird reason. Actually, it's out now. Wow. Okay. Hey, the Crossfire X update's out now. There you go.
That's what we're playing in the Abby show.
Oh gosh. Then we had Dwarf Romantic.
Yes, classic.
On the Switch, September 29th. Outlast Trials. Sean, you on that?
Yeah. I have some queries about it though, because like it seems like it's not just a one person, one story. It seems like it's multiple people and multiple stories. I don't know if I like that.
Okay. I mean, it looks like Outlast, super violent, right? They have
don't you get that sort of feeling from it though too? Because like it seems like they keep showing like different characters you play as.
Yeah, they jumped around a lot in that trailer, but they said a closed beta is happening at the end of October. So I mean, let's face it, we're gonna get impressions out of that closed beta, even if they're like, don't tell anyone. The next day, it's gonna show up on Twitter. So we'll find out one way or the other with that. They announced the finals, which is a shooter game show concept, and that was it. They didn't really show anything for it. Dead Island 2 was the big closeout. It's finally happening. So they showed off Jacob, who's one of the 6 playable characters. Over the top, almost comically violent. There's blood splashing all over the place. They wanted to make it kind of campy, but not Saints Row campy. In development at Dambusters for 4 years. Action RPG, melee-driven combat. It seems like the ammo is almost like emphasized to be scarce in a way. And it's February 3rd, 2023. So it is an announcement for a game that's not terribly far off. I'm going to get Dead Island 3. I at least liked what they showed. They showed some gameplay. I'm not expecting the world out of this game, but it's...
Did you say Dead Island 3 or 2?
2.
It kind of... Don't you kind of get a Saints Row vibe from it, though?
No, not really.
What?
It's Saints Row vibe?
I'm talking about the characters and the writing and stuff from that trailer.
Writing?
Watch that trailer back and then think about Saints Row.
I don't want to now.
No, I'm not. I
don't think there's college debt in this.
Yeah,
there could be.
There could be. You don't know.
The whole reason the whole thing started, college debt.
Well, the gameplay, they had to censor some of it. in Jeff Keighley's event because like they were trying to go hyper violent over the top stuff with it. So
to be fair with the college, I've seen people's lives be crushed by college debt. So I mean, to be fair,
yeah, but like this
is a thing.
This is this is apocalyptic. I mean, the only thing I will say is it's called Dead Island and it's in LA, so that's a little strange.
Yeah, I think I put it out right away. They're like, it's good. It's LA. It's not Dead Island. Then you're not on an island. The name doesn't.
Everything's an island if you scale back. Okay.
I mean, they can set up the story to where like they can set up the story to where like I don't know, something happened and you're on like part of I don't know, it like exploded and like floods.
Santa Monica just floated off by itself.
I don't know. Sure.
The island of the United States.
It's I'm not expecting a lot out of the game, but if it can just be at least functional, we can
everything
have
in it costs
a big ass.
Crazy amounts. It's in LA. Is it going to be like 10 times more expensive than everything else?
No, everyone's dead.
That's what LA is to me. Everything's just expensive as hell.
It does seem like they're going with a more comical tone. Like they did mention that none of the people are really afraid of the zombies or anything, and it's more like, I gotta go kill some zombies to go pick up some. The person was going to pick up vodka and stuff so they could hang out on the couch and watch TV. But they had to go.
Oh God, that sounded like Saints Row.
You know, no. That character
Saints
trope.
Row, they would go looking for avocado toast.
Did you say avocado?
I can't even say it wrong. Man.
Bro.
I can't even say it.
Saints Row has this man schmixed.
I can't.
And tilted.
Who actually eats avocado toast? Come on, who really eats that stuff?
Avocado
who really
toast?
Eats that?
Yeah, I don't eat it. I'll be honest, I don't.
It was like a couple of weeks ago when Sean tried to say Joaquin Phoenix.
What did he say?
Joking.
Joakim Noah?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Dude sucked. He was on the Bulls. He was good for like 2 years.
Well, yeah, he did suck because after the time on the Bulls, he went and signed a fat ass contract with the dumbass Knicks.
Yeah.
And did jack fucking dick his whole time there.
And never fixed his teeth with all that money too, man. Like that's crazy to me.
Now he's just like a super pothead who like sits on the beach and does nothing because he's got all this fucking money.
With all those hundreds of millions of dollars that he made.
Yeah.
And that was Gamescom.
Horrible.
Awesome.
It was a really bad opening night live.
The fact that we brought up Joakim Noah during that's not good. That's how you know he gets brought up.
Seriously, the AEW stuff, they should have done it didn't have to be a full match, but show like some of the gameplay from it because before then you didn't have any. You had the small trailer, which was like not even a minute long of actual gameplay. And they're like, oh yeah, here's a full match. And it's like, holy shit, this game looks awesome.
That would have cost a lot of money to put on Jeff Keighley's show. They don't have a lot of money for that game in excess budget.
They had a ring set up at Gamescom.
Probably cheaper than what it would have cost to be in Jeff Keighley's show.
Actually, you might be right.
Jeff Keighley's show for 60 seconds was like $250,000.
No, it's not.
That's fucking ridiculous. That just shows you he doesn't give a fuck about the games.
Yeah,
he doesn't give a fuck about the games.
Showing up, yeah.
Exactly.
And there's funny things people say, well, he can only do what developers give him. And it's like, well, no, there's a certain price that's attached to it too. Hold up here.
Yeah.
I like Jeff Grubb's comments. WWE to keep it off.
Maybe.
Can you imagine you get that big to where you can go to a company and be like, give me money so I don't put them on the show. Let me go over to some of the super chats, and we have Discord questions left too as well.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna go to Raphael says, still haven't played a match in Splatoon 3. It never finds players. I'm gonna run into issues with that. How fast is the matchmaking time on this? Because you guys are finding
it depends on what team you pick. If you pick the most popular team that everybody's picking right now, you're gonna have trouble finding matches because there's so many of you. I'm on Team Paper and I'm finding a match every like
Team Rock might be
15 seconds.
Team Rock's probably the popular one. So
I'm on Team Rock and I'm fine.
Team Scissors is the popular one.
I've been playing. It's been taking anywhere between 45 seconds to maybe a bit longer, sometimes quicker. It kind of varies. It's just, it doesn't seem too long though.
Go Paper. Yeah.
Gameplay says Elden Ring. I assume for like the Game of the Year stuff. Khalil says $5 for Spawn's glasses because he looks out of place without them.
The poll doesn't lie, John. Look at those poll results.
Oh yeah, it does say get glasses.
Oh, wow.
I think you look great either way. It's whatever.
No, he does, but still, there's some things that some people have to do, Click, and that's get back the glasses. Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's what the poll says. That's what the poll says.
People have spoken.
You guys you're too intimidated when he takes his glasses off. I understand.
Okay.
But I can. I always have this ready to go, Sean. I always just be able to break out the context anytime. Be ready.
Sean should take off his hat when you don't have glasses on.
No.
Balance the universe.
Should turn your webcam on, Nate.
No.
Oh.
And we should get MVG a toupee.
Oh damn. She went there.
Stop. What if she could have like you get the mohawk one, MVG?
A toupee for no, he's
What? It's a normal wig then?
Nah,
for toupees?
For MVG, you get a 3-pay.
It could be full Fabio hair, just down to the shoulders. It'd be great.
I need a full wig. Okay.
A14 says, hey peeps, especially Player Essence and Miss Clip, can we hope any Donkey Kong Country and Pikmin games for Nintendo in 2023? Can you hope for them?
If fans want them, they're not necessarily my favorites, but the more the merrier. So.
Isn't there a DK game that's been rumored for?
There's been a rumored DK game for at least a year now or two. Hey Nate, you have anything you want to tell us? Maybe in September
2023.
What about DK game?
Yeah.
I have nothing to say about a DK game.
Why not?
Whoa. Nothing to say doesn't mean the same thing as
It's because he
no
can't.
information.
That is true.
Why don't you have anything to say?
Yeah, once you figure your shit out, Nate, let us know.
Fuck Donkey Kong.
I heard that it's a full Nintendo Direct in September too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What'd you say, Jeff?
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah. It's full direct.
It is a general direct.
Yep, it's racing our way sometimes. This is from Phil, who says the Spawncast should make a quality PS5 shovelware game called Coffee Milk Runs and Hot Wieners Jump.
MBG, get on it.
Is great.
I'm gonna start it right after this.
Ryu says, does
Release it
Spawncast
on that weird handheld with the crank.
and make it so it's
the
no, put it on
Playdate.
PlayStation, make it so it's really easy to
Thing.
get the platinum.
I used it once and put it in my drawer. I never used
That's
it
what
again.
everyone did with the Playdate.
Everyone got it. They're like, yeah, okay. What the hell am I supposed to do with this again?
Ryu
Turn the
says,
crank.
does Spawncast think Steam Deck is a 9th gen console along with PS5 and Series S, or just a portable PC? Plays new games and Valve had IPs, but is upgradable.
It's just a laptop you don't need to open.
I kind of just see it as the portable PC market is just kind of on its own. I don't even know how you put that in generations, really.
PC. It's just that's really what it is.
Scott says, theory, Dreamcast guy is skipping out on Spawncast today because he would be getting roasted for his positive review of Saints Row.
Probably.
I know. Some people like different things.
I mean, what if you just have like a bad taste in humor, you know? Like maybe he really likes it.
I think he had fun just with the gameplay, running around blowing stuff up.
Yeah.
Humor's more his style though. Like after rooming with Max for too many games, he definitely seems like a Saints Row humor type of person.
Fair enough.
You know, so which is not a bad thing. It's just a different type of humor, you know.
Liam says, does Saints Row make you worried about Embracer now? No, not really Embracer. They're pretty big. I just Volition may want to move
more
on.
Volition than anyone else.
It's not for Volition to move on to something different that's not anything like Saints Row. Daniel says, finally got a PS5. What 2 games are must-buys?
Ooh.
Must-buy Horizon. I'm going with Horizon immediately. That is a very good game.
Returnal, and oh gosh, what's my other favorite? I really like. I know this one's kind of like a low key and nobody played it, or not as many people played it, but I really like Scarlet Nexus. I think that's a really fun game. So Returnal, Scarlet Nexus, those 2 are awesome.
I mean, I would recommend Ratchet and Clank.
Yes.
Just the visual fidelity of the game is, I mean, almost unparalleled.
Miles Morales.
The game's a pure joy to play too.
I just realized something.
Ratchet and Clank is what spearheaded the PS5 campaign for the launch, so I would agree with that.
I just realized something. Sean, you went back to your backlog and you didn't think to go back to Horizon Forbidden West?
I'm playing games that I've already beaten Shenmue 1 and 2 multiple times.
Skip right
I like to
past
play
So
things
he's
that
in his
make me
comfort
happy.
food for games.
Exactly.
Gene says Saints Row doesn't have cheats, a series tradition.
You're supposed to have,
See,
you
it's
used
not
to
even
put
a
them in
big
on your
head
cell
mode.
phone and then just activate it.
And Gene Park coming through. Good to see Gene Park.
Gee.
Bongo says, "What's more fun, Balan or the new Saints Row? Probably Saints Row."
See, you do like it.
I mean, dude,
it's like picking
Balan.
between two forms of torture.
Yeah, it's Balan, dude. Come on, like, yeah.
Saints
Matthews-
Row was probably more fun, right? I'm guessing Saints Row.
Yeah, Saints Row is more fun. Balan's just that's Balan.
Balan.
Matthew says, "Does anyone think Jack and Daxter needs some love from Sony and Naughty Dog, or should that IP stay in the vault?" I don't mind them if they want to get weird with it. Yeah, get
I don't think
Jack and
they'll ever-
Daxter.
Didn't they say they don't want to make like cartoon looking games anymore? Or whatever?
Yeah. They want that game that looks like a $200 million project, which is like last. Although I'm curious what Naughty Dog's next new IP is because they're
So-
working on it. So I'm curious what they're gonna do.
I think they should just let somebody else, like, that can be like a B tier type of game. Like that
Yeah.
can be a game where
It doesn't have
need
to cost a lot of money.
Yeah, it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. You know, they can give it to some other developer. Maybe somebody else can make it. You know, so that's what I would like to see. Like with, Sly Cooper, Jack and Daxter, all those IPs that Sony used to, put out regularly. Like they can just kind of give those to other ones and make it smaller. And I know they kind of tried a little bit. I think it was like PS3. They did Sly Cooper game, but it wasn't like that great, like a new Sly Cooper. But I don't know. We'll see.
D. Jones says, "I don't know why everyone is comparing Lies of P to Bloodborne. It has at least 30 to 40 more FPS. Jokes aside, looking forward to the game and good for the devs on getting the Game Pass back." There you go. We have Discord questions, Evan.
What would you pay for an official Nintendo console that could play NES, SNES, and N64 games natively with an HDMI output?
What would I pay for that? It plays what games? All of them?
Yeah, well, all the classics: NES, SNES, and N64.
Not much.
I mean, could you just get a Wii U?
Yeah, just
There's
go
a
Wii
million
U.
clone systems out there.
I mean, he said natively,
Natively.
right?
Cartridge
He-
based.
Like you would put the
Wii U.
cartridges in.
Physical
Yeah.
media.
Right. There's clone consoles out there that already do NES and SNES
What
via
about N64?
HDMI.
Careful, don't call them clone consoles. You'll have the retro community come after you.
What about N64? You got to pop the N64 in there too.
$100.
Is there a disc drive for the GameCube?
No, caps off at N64.
Yeah, caps at the N64.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not gonna spend a ton of money to play a bunch of old games that I've already played a million times.
Yeah, it's
Only-
gonna cost me
only
more to
Sean
get the
does that.
games than the system would cost me.
You can get an EverDrive.
EverDrive.
They're saying natively. They didn't say I can do the EverDrive and hack it and everything else.
You don't hack an EverDrive. It just lets you play whatever. You just throw the ROMs
We
on
need
there.
clarification as to how far we can go with this thing.
I'll say
No GameCube.
125 Montana militia dollars.
What's that?
Nate knows.
I thought you said Hannah Montana dollars. I was like, what?
No, Montana militia.
So she has her own currency. I know she was popular, but damn.
Let me go to. Oh, I haven't go into the next Discord question. That's
We've
fine.
still got like 4 left. Can someone clarify what the Microsoft Bungie deal was back in 2001? As far as I was aware, it was merely a 10-year deal, but in the Xbox Power On documentary, they specifically used the phrase "we bought Bungie."
That's weird. I don't know why they'd say that unless they just figured they locked them up so long they'd eventually work out a deal to buy them or absorb them. But no, from my understanding, they had Halo, they had the rights to it, and then they just had Bungie create it, and I guess that was that. Because obviously, look where they are now. Now they're with Sony, which is really weird to think about looking back on it.
All right, we kind of answered that one. Do you think Power Wash Simulator has a chance at winning Best Sim/Strategy category at the Game Awards?
It's pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie.
Does it have any other competition this year?
I don't think so. That's such a. I don't think so. I don't know. That'd be interesting to see that pop up, but I haven't played it. But Click seems to like it.
It's so any of the simulator games are so soothing.
Hmm.
Have you played them like Lawnmower or Power Wash?
I feel like you could
Yeah,
buy a
I've
power
played
washer
those,
and then make
except I've done
money
it
doing it in real life.
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm saying.
played Lawnmower Simulator the other day.
Neglect your dad duties and do it in game. You know, you get a cheap.
I could be
Evan is
playing
sitting
Saints
here
Row
like,
instead.
I have to cut the
Oh.
grass and it takes me hours. I'm not going to sit at my computer.
It's like
and do
3
it.
hours every time I gotta do it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I'm good on all those simulator games.
and
I remember I played Farming Simulator one time. I'm like, what the hell? I don't want to be a farming
That is
simulator.
huge in Europe.
I'm never playing this shit again.
They have
really
a
big. Don't they have
competitive scene.
esports?
They
Tell
have a
me they have
competitive
esports.
scene for Farming Simulator over in Europe.
When's the
Yeah.
power washing esports scene gonna take off?
I'm good. I am totally good. Y'all have fun power washing, simulating, and goat simulating, and all this other stuff. I'm all right.
Is there a weed whacker simulator?
There
Probably.
needs to be one.
What?
Lawnmower, I would
Yeah,
assume.
it would probably be part of the lawnmower simulator game.
Yeah.
It's like an expansion.
DLC, microtransaction of some kind.
It's the
Weed
4.0.
whacker.
And,
Yeah,
then, and then has anyone gotten into collecting vinyl?
No, I haven't.
I have some, but not
no.
collecting now.
That's since
Yeah,
1988.
Oh, MVG probably you got a collection over there.
Got that
MVG?
big collection.
I mean, I have
You're
an old collection, but like I don't collect vinyl. I haven't done it for years.
Okay.
I've gotten a couple as like part of collector's editions, like the Ghost of Tsushima. There's a Cadence of Hyrule. I got the Splatoon one.
Oh, I like that idea this guy just posted.
What's that?
Manscaped simulator.
Oh dear God.
That was my whole joke.
With an AO rating.
Oh
Dear-
no.
Oh my God.
You cut
No,
your
thank you.
balls.
No, thank you.
Rated AO for blood.
This is from this is from Alpha, who says, what is everyone's most anticipated remake, remaster, regardless of budget or IP? Mine's the first Deus Ex and Donkey Kong 64.
Oh, they didn't need to make that game
I
good.
feel like
Hold
we
on.
answer this lie. I mean, everyone just says Chrono Trigger whenever this comes up.
I don't say Chrono Trigger.
Sean says that every time. It's always Chrono
I'll say that. I'll say Metal Gear. I'll
Oh,
say.
Metal Gear, yes. Metal Gear be good.
That game's already been remade once.
We need it like actually remade, not like the kind of remake we got.
Metal Gear Solid 3 and Fox Engine. Give it to me.
Okay, I'd be okay with that. That'd be cool.
Fox Engine or Decima Engine?
That's what I meant. Sorry.
What about we got Metal Gear Survive DLC where they go to the world through a wormhole to Metal Gear Solid 3. They go to that timeline. They just mess that timeline up. They just ruin your
What's
childhood.
wrong with you?
That's what happens when he loses his glasses.
Seriously, lose his damn
What's
mind.
that Homer line with Marge? Like, you notice something different with Bart? New glasses? No, something else. Oh, he misses his old glasses.
Grudge says, shout out to MVG. Getting positive points in video game Jeopardy, unlike Nate did when Jeff Grubb cheated.
That's because once I hit like -100 and we're in the double Jeopardy round, we only had like a handful of questions left. I just buzzed in as quick as I could, even if I didn't know it, because at that point I had nothing to lose. But I was the only one who got Final Jeopardy correct, with MVG also did. So we are beating Grubb and Mike when it comes to Final Jeopardy. So eat it.
Okay.
Ern says,
It's fun, by the way.
is the only way Sony can redeem themselves re-releasing Bloodborne and raising the price to $70.
Yes.
There you go.
Release Bloodborne.
30
Xbot
frames per
Killer.
second.
Xbot Killer with like, it looks like a fist bump animation here. And then MTS says, how do you not have more than one pair of glasses?
That's a great question.
I did. Those are my backup pair that I broke. So
You are functioning on the donut pair?
yeah, they look exactly the same as the other ones, except they weren't
The
scratched. 'cause I
whole
didn't
point
use
of
them.
having a backup pair is then you get a replacement pair. and
So
then-
here's what happened in the span of 2 weeks. I broke both glasses.
did you drop
I had to go
a weight on your
context.
face? What happened?
No, so basically,
Children.
I ended up breaking them when I was cleaning them.
Too damn
So,
strong, man. Too
I
damn
t-
strong.
It actually might be that I took them off my face. I don't know anything about it. I go to my shirt and I'm just cleaning them real well, and it just snapped in half.
I used to do that with
And I was
headphones.
like, those are old. It's
Man.
fine. I'll get my other ones. I do that. Take them
I
off.
thought I was
like
the only one that
3 or 4
struggled with
days
that
later,
problem.
I broke it. I'm like, what is going on right now? So the new pair I got are actually pretty nice, like ones, and I'm like, they're like, what's that? What's the term? You can actually like move them like this.
Flexible?
It's like a
bendable
really,
ones?
but it's like a flexible metal kinda, and I'm like, let me just get these, so I don't have to. It's like the ones people would wear if they're like, I don't know, playing baseball or whatever. You see them with like the you know what I'm talking about.
Like a
Nate,
flexi almost?
they're like really, they're nice, but they're flexible, so they won't.
Don't they wear like visors and stuff like that?
No, but it's like ones
Wear
you
a
could
helmet with
wear
a full
if you were being
football
active.
visor in it.
So
John comes like with a football helmet. The tinted
nah, they're
visor.
they're,
Hey,
pretty, they're
everybody,
pretty nice.
welcome
I
to
was
the
checking
news,
them out. I was checking them out. They're pretty nice.
That'd be
You know,
dope if you did that.
Shaquille O'Neal has his own glasses line.
Oh,
I
what
didn't-
does he
Does
not
he wear
have?
glasses?
I
He
learned
does
this
have
when I was there.
everything though.
Is it his
I
own
mean, he's
glasses
Papa
line, or did a
John, he's
glasses line
Gold
approach him and go,
Blonde,
"Can we use your name"?
Icy hot.
Icy
Yeah.
hot.
He has
he's
his
on
own chair line too. He has his own chairs. Like
Is
I
it?
would go to, like
Yeah, he's the
They're
general
called DX
insurance.
racers.
no, just like it's called like just big Shack Daddy chairs or something. I forgot what
Oh
they're
my god.
Should I
Sean, we
Google
got
that?
that.
Big Shack
We got
Daddy.
the after show coming up in 10 minutes since we started 10 minutes late, right?
Yeah,
Sean? We got
you,
the
you
after
better
show.
start rifling through these questions, or else
We're
you're not
gonna
going
go
to
through them now.
soon.
All right, we're gonna go through them. Smash Brothers says, RGT, do you think a multiplayer feature in Breath of the Wild 2 could be a thing if people requested it enough?
I mean, no, I don't think it'll matter about requests. I think it just boils down to what Nintendo wants to do.
Okay. David says, Spawnwave, I thought I bought a PS5 on PS Direct. I wasn't expecting to get one. I already received a used PS5 digital version for my birthday. I feel like selling my digital. Yeah, I would stick with the disc-based one. Alvin says, Horizon Forbidden West on its way to being the most fraudulent 20 million seller of all time. Oh, because they count the bundle. Hey, people still playing it.
It is
Buying
a
and
good
playing
game.
It is a very good game. Bobor says, so Astro is a free game. Let's be adults. Astro is a good game. Quartz says, Giga Chad Spawn without the glasses. Trevor says, finally saw a new Series X in the wild today. Too bad it was at GameStop and was well over MSRP. At GameStop, well. Oh, because they bundle the stuff with it. Also,
Yeah, they do those dumb bundles.
also selling Switch OLEDs for 400 plus.
Holy shit.
They're probably because they're putting an extra controller in a game with it. Yeah. The Uncharted Wolf, did you enjoy Game Mess Trivia MVG?
Yes, I did. It was fun. Jeff, I know you're in the chat. Thanks for having me on again. It was awesome.
Massive says, hold up, yesterday I made a case that this was Sony Group Corp's decision and Jim had to be the messenger, but many said that Jim's the CEO and responsible. No, he's not the CEO of Sony. He oversees the gaming division. They would tell him, figure out a way to raise price, and his solution was put the press release out. That was it. So there you go. Trevor says, when are y'all going to play Scorn? I guess when it comes out, at least try it.
I'll
It's on Game Pass.
I'm gonna watch a couple of Tool videos on YouTube. I'll be good. Seriously.
Yeah.
I ain't playing that fucking game.
Oh man, Noah says Nate better be right about the Arkham games coming to Switch.
Not wrong.
Patience.
Banana says, hey, always next month. Banana says John looks better with context, looking like a Giga Chad. See, that word keeps coming up. There you
Yeah,
go.
but the poll said otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Polls don't lie.
Xbox Killer says, Spawn, do you agree that Xbox is garbage? I do not agree.
Xbox Killer, you better come to my stream and fucking give me bullshit donations.
Gil
too.
says, no glasses, please. No more Ned Flanders. And okay, we have Wishbone says, MVG, you could make Unreal Engine 5 demo of Beetle Adventure Racing for Embracer Group and put you as the lead head dev, and could also have Codemasters to help you. There is that. I like the world that they've painted here, MVG.
How did you know about
Get all
everything
this
you
shit
just
done. Do it. You can. I know you can.
Talk to Volkswagen.
Let's
There's
get
an
Volkswagen
inside-
on the phone.
There's an insider in the chat that's donating right now. What's going on?
Oh, gosh. Hey, you revive Beetle Adventure Racing.
Oops.
That's legend stuff right there. Banana says MVG has a beautiful bald head. Miss Click is just jealous she'd have a 16 head if she was bald.
Hey, I will be MVG's first advocate to say that he literally rocks it probably
I love
better
being
than
bald.
90%
honestly,
of people.
it
We're
would
just
be
even
wax?
opposites. I'll shave my head. He puts a wig on. Freaking Spawn keeps without glasses. Sean takes his hat off, bro. Opposite day, you guys would lose your loving minds.
Wait, does that mean I have to turn my camera on?
Yeah.
Yes, that's
It
what
doesn't
we're
have to be
saying.
you though. We could just
True.
make it an animated GIF. It'd be great.
That's true.
You could be a VTuber.
I've been
I wanna
trying
be
to
a-
get him to do that.
I'm not being a VTuber.
Stop being a bitch, Nate. Come on.
I mean, you wore that mask one time.
Yeah, but that was
Which I
hard as
got him
holy
to do.
fuck.
Come on, we can do
It was
this.
hot as hell.
Cisco says, what does the cast think of Soul Hackers 2 and anyone get the Clutch Edition? I have it. I have not played it. I'm busy with Saints Row.
I'm going to get it later. Not got it yet. I'm busy with Xeno.
I put down Xenoblade Chronicles 3 to play Saints Row in Chapter 7.
That sounds like a bad idea.
You screwed
That's how
up.
much I care about this podcast. I had to show up to talk about Saints Row, so I had to play it. Helvin says, last week I predicted GoldenEye on the 25th for the 25th. What happened? I don't think it's ever coming out at this point. That was always next month.
There's a situation going on with Russia and Ukraine, and it's not a great idea to release a game about killing Russians right now due to real world
Well, let me go around here as we finish up. There are a few more messages to go through, but I just wanted to go here. Sean, RGT, you got the after show coming up.
Yep,
Let
find
everyone
me
know
on
where
the
they can
after show. Find me on RGT85. I'll talk more tomorrow about Splatoon 3. Monday, Cowabunga collection review for the Switch. Make sure you check that out. I don't remember what time it is, but it's some point on Monday.
Cool. Let me go to Click.
Yeah, thanks for having me. You guys can find me here on YouTube, it's Miss Click Gaming, or you can find me on Twitch, where we'll be playing a lot of Splatoon 2 leading up to Splatoon 3 in a couple weeks. I will be moving soon, so I'll be MIA for a little bit, but you can keep up with me on social media. It's just Miss Click.
Austin says, did anyone on the cast pick up Pac-Man World Repack Friday? They actually made a code for it, and I played 3 levels of it so far because I'm busy playing Saints Row.
I pre-ordered it, and it still hasn't shipped.
It is definitely faithful to the original release, but not a bad thing. I don't like the way
you said that.
That's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing because right now it's like how Sean's doing his comfort food run right now. It's like, yeah, there was a time where games were just they were just fun. They're just fun platformers. Just worked.
Yeah.
So
simpler times.
Yeah. Christopher says, buy a new backup pair from the Dollar Tree on me. Thank you.
Seriously.
Al says, John's gonna bring the X-Men Cyclops look next week. Hey,
there you go.
I mean, you could always do what other YouTubers do and just wear glasses that don't actually have any lenses in them. And they just wear the frames for some obscure reason.
You just wear you just disguise it.
Yeah, you just wear the blue light ones. I mean, it'll help.
Cisco says, have a good night, everyone. Make sure to head to the after show and don't forget the pre-show. Stay cool, everyone. Yeah, you definitely want to check out the pre-show. That's with OJ.
You can't.
OJ, where can everyone find you?
Yeah, find me right here on YouTube. I do RPG content and talk about Final Fantasy and all type of stuff like that. So if you're into that, check it out. I also stream 6 days out of the week, and I run the pre-show for the Spawncast. So if you want to check it out, I'm on Player Essence. Thank you for having me.
Consistent live entertainment over on Player Essence.
Yeah,
check it out.
Consistently live entertainment. Always fun.
Jordan Fringe is still awake. Where can they find you?
Somehow.
Big project coming up.
Yes, in fact, it is dropping tomorrow. It's about an hour long. It's the biggest production I've ever done. It's a series that'll run the next couple months. Check it out. I announced what it is today on Twitter. It's on the series Ben 10. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. My name's Jordan Fringe, and that's where you can find me online.
Definitely need to be checking that out. This from Liam, who said, would this de novo stuff make Switch games eventually unplayable if servers go down? I know that was a concern for Xbox DRM last year, but I didn't know, especially after how MVG described it in today's Nate the Hate, if this works the same way. MVG can answer that while we go to him, so he can let us know where he can find us real quick.
So the de novo for the Switch doesn't have any online connectivity at all. So it's purely an offline thing. So there shouldn't be any issues in that regard.
It's just a resource issue, I guess.
So and the resource issue, we don't really know what that's going to look like, right? Because there's no games that have de novo yet. So until we actually get games for the Switch that have de novo, we're only speculating what potentially could happen. Thanks for having me on, John. You can find me at Twitter at Modern Vintage G and YouTube Modern Vintage Gamer. Check out my video on Monday, and
exciting stuff.
Check out the Nate the Hate show as well if you want to get more info on the de novo stuff, because we went pretty deep on it this week. So check it out.
Yeah, definitely check out Nate the Hate this podcast. Actually, this is from Jen, who said, Nate, shout out Providence. P.S. I hate Paul Tuckett. Nate, where can everyone find you?
Wow, I hate Pawtucket. What's wrong? I mean, Pawtucket does suck. It is the bucket for a reason, but that's such a random statement to make. Yes.
Pawtucket Patriot.
Fuck, that's not a real thing.
Oh.
We had the Pawtucket Paw Sox, but now they're the Woo Sox.
Where can they find you, Nate?
Find me on YouTube at Nate the Hate. As MVG said, we have a brand new podcast that went live earlier today where MVG goes deep into the de novo DRM situation for the Switch and how it's going to screw paying customers. And we also talk about the PlayStation 5 price increase and how Sony is exploiting the loyalty of their fan base in the marketing regions impacted by this. And we'll have a new episode this coming week. And you can find me on Twitter at Nate the Hate, followed by the number 2. And I'm really curious why this individual hates Pawtucket so much.
Okay. This is from Mr. Studmuff. Says we need John wearing goofy glasses from Newswave on Monday and playing it completely straight. And then Fortitude King says, please tell RGT I said what up, and also tell OJ I just started watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure anime. And ask if he has a favorite arc. Do you have a favorite arc, JoJo?
Favorite arc. Part 6 is really good and new episodes are coming, but I like part 5. That's Golden Wind with Giorno. I think that's my favorite one because the ending is incredible and you rethink your life after you watch that. So yeah, that's my favorite one.
I'm a big fan of Jin.
Let me. We'll finish up with Evan.
You can find me on Twitter.
Big fan of Noah's Ark.
Oh my
God, Evan.
Nice. You can find me on Twitter at Kimmerix Project if I'm streaming or anything this week. I'll probably just announce it there, show projects, whatever the hell's going on in my day.
Okay. Thanks everyone for tuning in. If you want to find any of the good people here on the panel, it's down in the description below at the channels. Make sure you check them out. We will be back next Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We'll see you guys then.
Lolly Lulu.
Saints Row.